Welcome to River City Plus. It is the show after the show, and yeah, it looks a little different today. So we got producer Vaughn in the chair with us, and Jana. She's actually I say she's stuck in the Bahamas, but she kind of is stuck.
Yeah, she is stuck. Look, man, this is different for me. Like, I think this is the first time that I've been on air with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because y'all sat together. But this
Yeah,
is
I got a few with Jana, but never with you.
Well, you know, they don't like the boys' club to get together too much. So we're coming at you today. We're going to call this Monday Musings because we had a plan, but then the weather tweaked the plan and killed the plan. So now we're going.
All day today, Rance is just making last minute changes. So, yeah, man. So we're just gonna rip.
I mean, it's a flexibility of an air sign. We just go with the flow. You make it work the best you can. So we're doing it though.
Rance has always taught me, just go with it, man. Let's do it. So here we are.
I mean, what's the worst? Well, never mind. We
Yeah,
won't get into that.
yeah.
All right. So obviously, Vaughn and I are not meteorologists and have no real ties to any kind of weather. So no, we don't need to. Thanks, Ryan. We don't need to look at the weather. So we'll pass on that. But I thought, I mean, I know everybody's concerned with the weather and stuff, but thought we might do a little break and let everybody have a breather. We'll still be keeping you guys plugged into the weather throughout the day here on our our OTT. I'm like so many titles.
What?
Our live stream. So we'll be keeping you plugged in, and we'll be doing regular cut-ins and updates on News for Jax. But I thought we'd do something different. Still kind of stay in the vein of weather. So I'm a transplant from here, and I know we've got more transplants moving to Jacksonville, and a lot of people do not understand what it's like when we hit hurricane season. And typically you don't want one, you know, but you know, you get teased. So hurricane season's the June 1st to November 1st, technically. You know, those some few outliers here and there, and we've been spared for the most part.
For the most part.
Gulf side, they've had their hits, but I was like, oh well, Vaughn's from Jacksonville, and he spent time in New Orleans, so Vaughn's got some hurricane stories. So Vaughn, tell me your hurricane story.
I think the only hurricane story I have is when I lived in Virginia and the hurricane was coming to Jacksonville in 2017, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what the name of it was, but I was a nervous wreck, man. So I know how I am when I'm the man of the house, and so my son is here in Jacksonville, and his mom kind of doesn't really keep track of storms or anything that's going on. So it's like, man, I'm calling him like, hey, man, you got to be the man of the house. You got to tape up the windows. You got to put sandbags out there, this and that. And I call his mom just to make sure that they're prepared, and she's like, what storm? I'm like, it's less than 24 hours away, so now she can't find gas, she can't do this and do that. So, yeah, I was a nervous wreck, man, up in Virginia, but luckily it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
So you've never actually been in a storm?
No, I guess the only other one is New Orleans, but if it rains just a little bit there,
It's a big deal.
man, the floodwaters are up here.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I guess like, the ocean's like on the other side of this wall.
Right.
So like you're in this fishbowl. So every time it rains, and it rains for like maybe more than an hour or two, it is like your car is going to be floating a little bit. That is nerve wracking.
Yeah. So, I mean, and so I started off talking about transplants here and not understanding what the hurricane process is. So, it's always ever shifting, I've learned. So I got
Always.
here in 2015, and I think that was Matthew. And am I right, Ryan? Is that Matthew? Yeah, so I got here in 2015 and had no idea of what hurricane season's like or what a
What to
hurricane's
expect.
like. Yeah, so you know, you see it from TV. Coming from Texas, it's tornado, so that's like fast and furious. You don't have time to prepare. Even when they say warning, you know, fingers crossed. But with a hurricane, it's like such a build up, so long. So got here.
I was about to say, it's such a buildup, and then it curves on you at the last minute.
I know. We'll talk about that in a sec. I've been working on this stand-up joke between tornadoes and hurricanes and dating. It's a long process, but yeah. So I got here, and it's I want to say it was November, so or it might have been still October, but or September, but I can't even know. But we're here, and hurricanes are coming, and anybody I talk to local not a big deal. I mean, we have warnings all the time. Nothing ever really happens. It's like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. So we're sitting around. Family was here at the time, and we're sitting around just kind of processing this. And then being here at the news station, you get drafted to be part of round wall-to-wall coverage. So we've got 8-hour shifts. So everybody's and so typically you stay at the station, because you want to be able to get in and out. Well, I'm throwing them under the bus. Ryan, our director, is like, nothing happens. I live in Middleburg. I'm going home, which was about the same distance I was coming down from in St. John's. I'm like, oh, okay. So the family's still here, and we're like, is this a big deal? The day before it hit, her family, her daughter's mom's family is finally like, you need to get out. And we're like, oh, I guess this is a big deal. And then everybody local's like, oh, this might be a little more major than we thought.
Right.
Go to Target. Why? We don't know. Nothing. I didn't know any. There's metal doors. And I'm like, what is going on? And so they ended up like, okay, we're leaving. They pack up. They find a dog-friendly hotel because, you got to find a hotel that you can house your dogs. The closest one was Fairhope, Alabama, which is about a 6.5, 7-hour drive. It's like right outside of Mobile. So I was like, okay. Traffic was so bad on 10.
Up on 10, right? Yeah.
It took them 10 hours to get to Tallahassee. And I'm like, this is a thing?
That's crazy.
So, and then another few on the other side to get to Fairhope. And so my point with that long story is pay attention. When people are starting to talk about you might want to evacuate, just to be safe, rather to be safe than sorry. Because if you get caught out, you can stock up. People talk about hurricane parties. Yep, go ahead, get a generator. And then you don't use it for 3-4 years and you're mad about it, get rid of it, and then you're going to need it again. But my point being is if you start hearing hurricanes and it sounds real, go ahead, prepare. Always make sure you have your insurance up to date as much as possible. We've done stuff with the International Insurance Institute, and their whole thing is like, take pictures of everything in your house so if there's damage, you can go ahead and make those claims.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it's a process, and I know it's getting harder to do all of that, but wobbles. So having said all that, you get prepared. You're like, all right, it's Tuesday. The hurricane's supposed to hit on Friday. But the spaghetti models are saying it's going here.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare?
It's got to rather be safe than sorry in that case.
But when that wobble hits and you're not prepared, you're just like, wait a second, man. So it's one of those, you're cursed if you do, you're cursed if you don't. Because you're like, well, I want to be prepared, make sure everybody's safe. And then nothing happens and you're mad. And
then you underestimate the storm the next year.
Yep. So, be prepared for that. I don't want to say it's unfulfilled, because if the hurricane hits, you don't want to be a part of it. But you're mad because you're like, I was on edge because that's what happened with Dorian.
Yep.
Because that was the wobble. It was like, it's going here. And so the family at the time was like, do we go Charlotte? Do we go to Alabama? Where's it going?
I feel like no one's more disappointed of the wobble more than Jana.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jana loves some storm coverage, y'all. Her first year, wasn't she like in waist deep?
Yeah, man. She was. I think when I came back to Jacksonville, that might have been when I met Jana, because she reported on me rolling through this Jeep. I was in a Jeep heading. I was trying to get to McDonald's or something, man, because I was hungry, and I was going through like this
McDonald's
water.
is open during the hurricane, man.
It was there on State Street, but I was hungry, and it was like this big giant puddle of water in between me and food. And Jana put me on blast. And I got back home and I see it on the news. I'm like, I cannot believe that she put me on the news like, guys, this Jeep, I just would not do this right now. And I hit her on Instagram. I'm like, how dare you?
Oh, so you didn't speak to her. She just put your Jeep on there.
Yeah, she just put the Jeep, me rolling through this polo. She was like, it is not looking good for this Jeep right now, guys. And so when I got back and I saw it on the news, I'm like, Jana, come on, man. I thought we were cooler than that. But that was before I really knew her. And I think then was when we started our bond. And she was like, oh, my God, I didn't know that was you. I'm so sorry.
That is. I mean, it just shows the synchronicity of the world. It comes full circle. You just never know. So, I mean, it's not a situation to make light of. I mean, there are some moments that are, but man, things happen, and you just need to be prepared. So we really want everybody to be take note today. Not that serious, but this is just one of those instances where you can kind of get, if you're new,
Oh, yeah.
you can kind of get a foundation of what the experience is like, especially if you're like in certain areas like San Marco and stuff where flooding is prevalent and
Ooh.
pretty much a given.
Oh yeah, yeah. You really have to make sure your insurance is up to date, like you said, man, because that flood water down in the San Marco and the Riverside area, it is crazy. So yeah, I'm in the Springfield area, so I'm scared of that myself.
Yeah. So, all right, gang. So we're gonna wrap it up and send you into some real coverage. And thanks for hanging out with us for our Monday musing. We'll be back with more River City Plus tomorrow. I'm gonna say Jana will not. I think her flight's canceled. Sorry, we're sending good vibes to your girlfriend. Safe
vibes.
travels coming home. And so River City Plus at 10:15. We'll see what we're doing then. And then 9:30. You know the drill. River City Live. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, welcome to a special edition of Morning Show Plus, continuing coverage of Debbie. So can we call it Debbie still because it doesn't have tropical characteristics?
You gotta do what the National Hurricane Center calls it. So
Which is calling
even
it
though
what?
there's no, the last advisor is still a hurricane.
Okay.
I haven't seen hurricane force winds. I've seen some gusts there, but they found sustained winds when it made landfall at 80 miles per hour.
Right.
There were some gusts at landfall at 91 there around Horseshoe Beach. So pretty decent little hurricane came through, but widespread hurricane damage is not going to be the history of the storm.
Right.
It's just a rainmaker. So.
Next official advisory comes out.
11 o'clock. So they're going to be. So once a storm is making landfall, they update every hour. So within the next 30 minutes, we're going to be looking at another position update and a track update. So it's not every hour where they're updating that cone, the track. That comes out at 11 a.m., 11 p.m., and then at 5 p.m. and 5 a.m.
Okay, so to give us an idea what conditions are here right now, let's take a look at the airport. And by the way, there have been a number of airline cancellations and a number of delays. I know that down south that there have been a bunch of flights that have been canceled out of Tampa, especially here as well. You can see that the winds are rocking the camera out at JAX.
Yeah, they had a wind gust to about 57 at the airport, so that's a really strong tropical storm force wind. They start at 40 miles an hour. You can see the drops of rain coming off the camera housing. That's going to be something we're in here for the rest of the afternoon. The rain is really not going to let up at all. And it's only going to get heavier for folks in Georgia as well. So-
Well, and I want to stress quickly because I've seen some pictures that our viewers are sending in on Snapjacks, and the roads are just really flooded over toward Timuquana, in parts of San Marco. Some of those pictures were very impactful, just showing the whole roadway. And I don't want people to think, oh, let me drive that and try it, because you do not know how deep that is, and it's going to get a little worse before it gets better.
And this basically here is the timeline for this.
So the satellite is what we're looking at. It shows two parts of this storm. You see when this starts at 2 a.m., you see a tail that stretches all the way down to Sarasota. That's one big red feeder band, and then the CDO is that circular blob that's over the Appalachia Bay. That's the engine of the storm, and that's where those highest winds were when it made landfall. So there's two parts to the storm. One, the CDO is falling apart. That's that eye wall that usually you see an eye in the cloud where it's cleared out. That never really happened. It tried to get going there right before landfall. Fortunately, the land got in its way of strengthening. But the feeder band actually brings in all the heat and the thunderstorms into the center of the storm, and that's what's going to cause the flooding here locally, because we're still going to see some moisture getting pumped up. In fact, take a look at the swirl here. You see that circulation center has become ragged. The eye is no longer really quite apparent. The western side has really fallen apart. So you're looking at steady rain over Lake City, and then feeder bands coming up through the I-95 corridor into Jacksonville. Now we're under a tornado watch until 4 o'clock. I'm not seeing anything that's really threatening for tornadoes. Maybe down along the I-4 corridor with some heating, we could see that. And then tonight, we'll probably see that tornado watch cover Georgia as we head into the evening. But that's the situation. North Florida is seeing steady rain, whereas it's breaking up in Central Florida. And we are going to be dealing with on and off periods of heavier rain with more of that steadier rain that's been over us. So that's the current situation. What about those winds? Many of us have been getting winds over 40 miles per hour. So if you've been outside and you feel like you could get blown over, just imagine if you're in a hurricane, because none of these are hurricane force winds. These are barely borderline tropical storm gusts. 31 mile per hour winds doesn't even meet that criteria, but once you get over 40, which we've seen, those are your tropical storm force gusts. Rainfall forecast for today, looking at 3 to 5 inches of rain. On a normal afternoon, we get maybe about 4/10 to a ½ inch of rain. Some of our what we call heavier thunderstorms, 3/4 of an inch to an inch. So you can kind of use that as a baseline to judge the type of rains today. Now, when you get to 5 to 7 inches, that's a lot. But what about 2 feet of rain? That's kind of in the forecast for Savannah, Georgia. So for those of you in Brunswick and Waycross, you'll be pushing maybe a foot of rain, but that is going to be after 3 days worth of rainfall. Look at this cone. It gets circular. That's because circular cones are slow cones. The real skinny cones, those are the faster moving storms. So this thing is going to slow down, unwind, and be a nuisance. It'll probably just be a tropical depression through the end of the forecast center. The Hurricane Center forecasted to become a tropical storm once it emerges back out over the open waters, not re-strengthening to a hurricane. But if it doesn't move back over the open waters, it's just a tropical depression. So the red, this is where the heaviest rains are. We put this map together because it kind of shows a lot. It just shows a lot of the moisture in green, but sometimes it's hard to tell what is heavier than regular rain. So the red is where we will get the really strong updrafts that could lead to flooding. And that's tonight. Tonight from Jacksonville back to McClenny, up into Brunswick. You notice those of you in St. Augustine, we haven't been talking about you a lot on this storm because it's not your storm. You might get some heavier rains this evening, but it's going to be kind of short-lived. But notice how a lot of that red targets Georgia through the evening hours into to Tuesday, and that's why those rain totals are going to be highest in those locations. Debbie's still off our coastline, still something to look at on Wednesday as well, but those offshore winds, what I mean offshore, I mean winds going from west to east. That's a good thing for coastal erosion because it minimizes that. It knocks the wave heights down. It pushes water away from the beaches, lowering storm surge. So it's a good wind direction versus, say, something out of the east. So flooding is not a really big storm surge issue for us along the beach. It is up in areas,
Golden Isles.
the Golden Isles, yeah. I mean, Brunswick, this is definitely going to be a memorable storm. Hopefully it's not historical rainfall records, but there's the potential for that in Glenn County. So for those of you north of the St. Mary's River, we're really focused on you on this particular storm because over the next couple of days, it's just going to be raining and raining and raining.
Right.
So it's something that doesn't usually set up shop. We haven't seen a storm. There was Faye, Tropical Storm Faye, that weaved in and out of Florida, but it didn't really get that far. But when storms slow down, I think of like Harvey in Texas. Harvey was the most rainfall from any hurricane in the United States, and they had like 40 to 60 inches of rain. So we're not saying that. We're just saying,
When you talked about the cone widening and slowing down, and there had been some speculation that it may stall, this could be a problem for the Carolina, South Carolina.
definitely.
Charleston floods so quickly, and it just can do a lot of damage. You think about the battery there in Charleston, Savannah floods so quickly. I've got family in Charlotte that have houses in Wilmington on the coast. They flood quickly. So this, if it does, go move as slow as they think it's going to move right now, it's going to be a big problem.
Definitely, yeah. From Savannah to Charleston, a big problem. That area of the eastern seaboard is actually sinking. It's called elastic rebound. And when the ice age, during the last ice age, all that ice came and it squashed the northeast. And although the northeast was sinking, it allowed the southeast to rebound high. So for the longest time, Florida, the Carolinas have been high. But as the ice age, as that ice melted, we're talking thousands of years ago, the rising part of the southeast is sinking, and so that's why Charleston is actually sinking. Florida is not sinking because of the limestone topography. So when you're a geology geek, kind of like me, you look at those things and you're like, oh, interesting. Our bedrock is made on the skeletons of coral and living organisms. It's a limestone, and you get up into the Carolinas, it's a different geology, and it has more of that elastic rebound.
Okay. Want to let you know
That's a
that
good explainer.
next update comes at 11 o'clock on Channel 4 and News for Jax, and we'll be streaming as well live here on Morning Show Plus. So appreciate you, and a wealth of information right here.
Always good
Yeah,
stuff.
but really, you have a lot of facts that people like. I didn't know that about the that was interesting.
And also,
Explains a
we
lot.
invite you to go ahead and send in your Snapjacks pictures because, in your neighborhood, you can be our eyes and ears, and we can go ahead and pass them on to people as well, if you can take those pictures safely. All right? That's it. Appreciate you tuning in on Morning Show Plus.
You're watching News 4 Jax Plus. You, Richard. Now let's send it over to News for Jax reporter Ariel Schiller, who is out in the field covering the storm for us tonight. Ariel, what do you know?
Well, as of about 3 minutes ago, JTA was offering free rides to shelters like the Legend Center behind me, but that wasn't the only emergency preparedness measure taken today. The Emergency Road Access Team and JEA were also prepping for the storm. While Floridians prepare for the incoming tropical weather, Jacksonville agencies are also making sure they're ready for storm impacts. Jackie Scheel is the director of water, wastewater reuse delivery and collection for JEA. She says they're making sure they have staff on hand as the storm hits our area.
We will stage here and work 24/7 as long as it is safe for us to get out there and to repair the work. Usually winds is the only thing that holds us up because we do work in the rain as long as it's not lightning.
The Emergency Road Access Team is also working this week to help clear roads to allow emergency crews to get access to people that need help throughout the storm. Chief Keith Powers with Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department explains how emergency response teams are preparing.
Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department has got our people ready. We've got our, we're going to pre-position these teams that y'all just talked about with ERAT. We're going to have swift water teams that are going to be pre-positioned tonight. And if we have any issues with flooding or down trees blocking our emergency vehicles from being able to access 911 calls, that's when these teams will take over. And then our normal crews will be responding to the normal emergencies like they do on a daily basis.
For people who live in low-lying areas that usually flood, like this area of Moncrief Road, JTA offered for about 6 hours on Sunday free shuttle rides to shelters through evacuation route buses like these. The city of Jacksonville opened 3 shelters on Sunday at the Legend Center, La Villa Middle School, and Landmark Middle School. Chris Garassi, JTA's Chief Safety and Security Officer, encourages anyone who needs those shelters to use them.
If you're in a low-lying area and you have typically flooded in the past, you're going to flood again, and you should take advantage of the shelters that we offer.
Now, these shelters, they're open all night, so if you need them, you should be able to come here with no problem. If you have any outages, JEA says you should call 904-665-6000. They have staff working to answer those calls. And if you have an emergency, JFRD says you should call 911. Reporting live, Ariel Schiller, Channel 4, the local station.
A St. Johns County student is one of this year's recipients of the Tom Coughlin J Fund Scholarship. This is Julia Dyer with former Jaguars coach Tom Coughlin. The foundation gives scholarships to childhood cancer patients and survivors as they head off to college. Julia battled cancer for 2 years. News for Jax reporter Aaron Farrar spoke with her about her journey with leukemia.
The Dyer family is soaking up all the family time it can. Julia Dyer recently graduated from Bartram Trail High School and is heading off to Georgia Southern University for college, where she plans to study nursing.
I've just always been fascinated with anything medical, and I just know that it's something that God has pushed towards me to do.
Julia is going to college with a $10,000 scholarship from the Tom Coughlin J Fund, a foundation that gives support to those who were and or are sick with cancer.
It was just amazing to find out that they're going to help me get through college, like they helped me get through everything.
Back in 2010, Julia was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia when she was just 4 years old.
I remember being 4 and being little, and I had a little port, and I remember the nurses and the hospital visits. I just never felt alone. Everybody was always there, and we always watched Disney movies.
She valiantly fought it for 2 years until she beat it in July of 2012, having this no more chemotherapy party to celebrate the triumph.
That was hard for me because she had gorgeous, you can see in this picture, she had gorgeous, curly, beautiful hair.
That's Julia's mother, Susan, who thanks the J Fund for being there for her and her family. She says taking some of that burden off of them.
Even if you're not like struggling with money, you're not thinking about paying your bills at that time. You're using gas money, you're taking time off work. So they just kind of give you a comfort of saying, hey, let's pay your mortgage this month, because you don't realize how much money you're putting out, buying lunches, driving to the hospital, insurance builds up.
The J Fund has been doing that kind of work since 1996, shortly after Coughlin became the Jags head coach. The Dyer family says Julia was a fighter during her battle, but her father says it truly became real after a harrowing experience during her chemotherapy treatment.
Just remember, petting her, stroking her hair, and it just was falling out of my hands, just like clumps.
But Julia is 18 years old now, cancer-free for the last 12 years. She's a champion and encourages others that they can do the same thing.
Don't lose hope. God's there. He's not gonna leave you, and he's always right there. And no matter how young you are, he's always there. And through your whole life, he will be. And you just can't lose faith. You have to pray and keep pushing. You can't give up, no matter how tired or sick or lonely you feel.
She thanks the J Fund for also giving her that push.
Next stop is Georgia Southern University. Bright and early Monday morning, Julia's heading off to college, making that 3-hour drive to start her college career. In St. Johns County, I'm Aaron Farrar, Channel 4, the local station.
All right, if you're just joining us, it is now a hurricane. Talking about Debbie here, moving up 5 miles per hour from what was 70 to 75, and will continue to make landfall here in and around the Taylor County area of the Big Bend. And here's where we could see the wind anywhere between about 85 up to 90 miles per hour. And we're still talking tropical storm here as it continues inland. There's Tuesday evening, so keep that in mind. This is Monday, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Mark and I are going to do the handshake and the handoff here at around 2 a.m. And then he'll get ramped up and be joining the team starting at 4:34 tomorrow, as they'll be tracking at 8 o'clock, making landfall here into the Big Bend region. Here we are at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we get to the 8 a.m. update, and then this is the 8 p.m. as it finally starts to move offshore. So we're talking about the entirety of our Monday, even some of Tuesday, as we're still tracking the wet weather. Earlier, we were tracking some tornadic activity here. We had a handful of tornado warnings. They started here around parts of Alachua, went to Bradford, then into Union County, and then the one that actually was from about 7:58, 7:59 or so, all the way up through about 6-7 minutes after 8 o'clock is the last blast that we were watching in the area that actually had a couplet at one point, and then back to straight line signature, back to a couplet. That's what we tracked here all the way up through Murtis, Ebenezer, and continued near 441. And we've had some confirmation from both emergency management as well as trained spotters that saw one of them actually crossed over I-75, and the other was closer to the air park there at US 90. Almost 8 inches in climbing here as we take you over to areas from Sarasota upward through Tampa, St. Pete, and that's the purple streaks that you see. And locally, we were just talking about some of the rainfall totals here, and if I haven't been talking a lot about your county, it's because nothing has really started to occur. Nothing has started that's going to lead us over to that part of the conversation like when we were tracking the tornadoes. Here's where the heaviest rain has since settled in. You can see from Brunswick to Kingsland, Callahan, and even into areas around Jacksonville. I mean, we're talking a 1/4 inch to less than an inch across Nassau County, Camden and Glenn, and much of southeast Georgia, where the activity will be moving through tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and continuing through Tuesday. And it's the power outages that we're watching. So I do have the maps pulled up here, and you're seeing some sporadic activity along the Big Bend region and even down into Tampa, St. Pete. Tornado watch is going to continue overnight tonight and into 6 a.m. and it's likely that then it'll be updated again from 6 o'clock to continue throughout the afternoon. And where we had tropical storm watches, they are now warnings, and our hurricane warnings, now that we've got the hurricane that continues offshore, we've had those as they continue off to the west. And that is where we're seeing currently the biggest slug here of our wet weather. And what we see right now is just about as far as we can reach with our JAX radar. Next big part of the puzzle here is how much of the rain comes through. We've got the hurricane, but that forward speed's not impressive, but the rainfall here as it continues to slow down over land and weakens to a tropical storm could equate easily to flash flooding. Also along our area rivers, they've already started to come up, and it does look like those will hit flood stage, whether it's the St. Mary, the Santa Fe River, or any of the rivers that continue here across areas of southeast Georgia. Once this moves offshore, and this is based on the Euro, this is showing that it moves into areas of the Carolinas. Now here's where it gets scary. If the GFS and the other models start to flip this direction, what we see here is it moves out over the Atlantic, turns back around again. Folks, 20 inches, 20 inches, 20 inches. If we see those kind of amounts, that is not only historic, not only record-setting, but potentially catastrophic here of what could occur. So these are the two big models. We are seeing from the Weather Prediction Center sort of a blend, if you will, between the two. In this area of lighter purple, which takes us beyond the 10-inch point here, has continued to broaden, especially in areas of southeast Georgia. Folks, tomorrow, that's going to be a lot of our focus here as the system starts to move into Georgia. Yes, we're going to be covering northeast Florida, but we're really going to be watching and letting folks know as these rainfall rates continue to increase, even across areas of Duval, Nassau County, where we're expecting what could be 5, 8 inches of rain. We're going to be watching that as well. With the wind load coming through, we still have the rotation and we still have what will be the veering winds with height. So this could continue our tornado watch as we move through. Notice that the Euro, see how light the winds get as it kind of shows the center crossing over Waycross, and then it picks up again as it continues to move offshore and then out over the open water. That's just the one view here. And then we get into the Euro and it's the same idea. Passing through also comes through with what could be stronger wind gusts in the, say, 30, 40, even as high as the 50-mile-an-hour range before this thing gets to the Atlantic and does the same thing, does that little turnaround and comes back toward us. So from there and into clickety-click, let's head on over to the rest of my forecast. Overnight tonight, just about the time we'll be doing the handoff. Temperatures are in the lower 80s right now. They'll bottom around the upper 70s and 80s. Rain continues overnight tonight. I would have, if you have your Weather Authority phone or your Weather Authority app on your tablet, your phone or whatever, make sure that's somewhere nearby, coffee stand or whatever, nightstand, and or if you don't have that and you have the NOAA Weather Radio, those are great ideas to have overnight tonight in the event that some of those tornado warnings are popping up in your neighborhood. That'll help to get you up and out of bed and at least get you into a safe spot if those are popping up overnight tonight. Tuesday, we continue with the wet weather and the questions that you see here in that 7-day forecast. Which model's more accurate, and do we start to dry out sooner or later compared to that of the GFS? Scott?
Thanks, Richard.
Tonight on the 10 o'clock news, the man at the center of what some call the biggest scheme to defraud the city of Jacksonville has been sentenced to 4 years in federal prison.
Mr. Vaughn, are you going to be appealing this? Mr. Vaughn, how are you feeling about the charges? Mr. Vaughn, do you have any comment?
The judge also ordered former JEA CEO Aaron Zahn to serve 1-year probation for his conspiracy and fraud charges. It's all connected to the attempted sale of JEA that would have made Zahn millions of dollars.
JEA said today's sentencing closes a painful chapter for its employees and the community it serves. News4Jax reporter Ariel Schiller is live outside the federal courthouse in downtown Jacksonville. So Ariel, the sentencing hearing took most of the afternoon, really.
Tarek, it did. It took about 3.5 hours, and the prosecution argued that Zahn should get a 5-year prison sentence, while the defense brought up character witnesses to show the judge who Zahn is outside of his crimes. But the man he is outside of those crimes wasn't enough to sway the judge out of giving him prison time. Mr. Zahn, how are you feeling about the charges?
Mr. Zahn, do you have any comment?
Aaron Zahn left the courthouse surrounded by family Tuesday afternoon. A judge decided he would spend 48 months in prison and 1 year on probation for conspiracy and fraud charges in his scheme to try and sell JEA. Zahn is the former CEO of JEA. He was found guilty of those charges in March in a trial that focused on a proposed bonus plan that prosecutors said would have paid out millions to Zahn and other executives if the city-owned utility had been sold. My colleague Ann Maxwell spoke with Lisa Weatherby, a former JEA board member following the sentencing.
It was a travesty, and I think he got off light.
Weatherby explained the trauma that Zahn's actions caused.
The ruthless way this was conducted, the whole scam. I had JEA employees calling me for years after this all happened in tears, terrified about what was going on with them and were they going to lose their jobs.
The sentencing guidelines showed Zahn was facing up to 9 years in prison. While some feel Zahn's actual sentence isn't harsh enough, Federal prosecutor Tyson Duva says he feels Zahn's sentence was fair and just.
We have no disagreement with it. It was very well reasoned. I think his articulation of the sentence itself, it left a big mark. I thought it was very accurate. And we feel like Judge Davis, from beginning to end, and Judge Richardson as well, and the entire courthouse treated this case with great care.
I reached out to Jacksonville Mayor Jana Deegan for a statement on the sentencing. It says, quote, "With today's sentencing, we can finally now move on as a city from this scandal. Let me say once again that JEA needs to remain in public hands, and I will always work to keep it so." Zahn will have to voluntarily surrender to a facility that'll be designated by the Bureau of Prisons at a later date. Reporting live in downtown Jacksonville, Ariel Schiller, Channel 4, the local station.
Tonight, there are people in our community who don't have a home, and soon they'll have even fewer options for where they can sleep when a public sleeping ban takes effect October 1st. News for Jax reporter Jana went to find out what a new proposal from Mayor Jana Deegan means for organizations trying to get people off the streets.
If I was someone who did not have a shelter or a roof over my head tonight and I was experiencing homelessness, I could come to the City Rescue right behind me here and I could get some help. Many people do on a day-to-day basis, but I've learned that it's also the people inside those buildings that are going outside and helping people. Standing across from me is Dawn Gilman. She's the CEO of Changing Homelessness.
Right, there's people in our community who tonight will not have a place to go inside to sleep.
Her job is to do something about that.
So how do we find them?
It's not just a question of how, it's really a question of funding.
It comes with housing.
Mayor Jana Deegan's new $10 million budget plan opens the door a little bit wider.
Right now in Duval County, we don't have a lot of coverage, definitely not all the time coverage for people going out and working with, communicating.
She tells me part of the new plan is something you won't see. She says it will first help with the Homeless Management Information System, which monitors 3 counties. It tracks the inflow. According to Gilman, the proposed funding would give more resources to outreach teams, coordinated entry teams, and housing case managers. Weekly, Gilman and her team track the number of people experiencing homelessness. For now, they can go to Changing Homelessness or to City Rescue.
Next thing I know, there's the police, looking up underneath the house, and they told me to come on out.
When Sherry Mack came to the City Rescue, she was in and out of experiencing homelessness for years. Now she's the receptionist.
It was wonderful. And so, I walked through my program and I studied and I did what I was asked to do.
She now lives right here at the shelter around what's really a little village or neighborhood of people building their lives back together. With the new law change to ban public sleeping, Paul Stasi, executive director, plans to expand even more by opening up more beds here. These are steps in the right direction to finding a home for everyone, but some of the issues he says they face are not exactly in their hands.
So I think we're in pretty good shape, but the biggest thing, like I said, is the low-income housing.
Jana Sebis, Channel 4, the local station.
You're watching News 4 Jax Plus. The news is next. From the local station, this is a Weather Authority alert.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us on this Weather Authority Alert Day. Hope we are serving you well as it is very wet out there. Hurricane Debbie moving across Florida. Our next update is during the News for Jax noon newscast. So we want to take you outside, though, to the beach where we have watched a couple people who are kiteboarding out there on the water. In fact, if you look, they have come onto shore where it looks like they're maybe walking it down to try again. I asked Mark if this is is safe and if it is what they should be doing. And he said, you know what, if they're out there doing it, they probably know what they're doing, so they are safe. But again, if you're not an expert and you're not good in the water, then that probably is not the place for you. Now, here's a look at the conditions in Steinhatchee on Florida's Gulf Coast. The town was hit with heavy rain and flooding. Look at all of that water when Debbie made landfall this morning. A little closer to home, let's see the impacts of Debbie in Lake City. We had Chris Will out there this morning. He found some downed trees and some flooding as it hit the area, and he made sure that he gave us that coverage throughout the morning show. And here's some of the aftermath. A lot of wind out there as well. Now, the storm has already caused widespread power outages in the state of Florida. As you see the red portion of that map, it's mainly in the Big Bend region. As of right now, that's where we see most of those outages. We know in our area, crews are ready on standby just in case that moves a little bit further east into our area. But again, big power outages for folks where that storm came ashore at about 7 o'clock this morning. On poweroutages.usa, we do know that about 250,000 customers in the dark across the state of Florida, but we do have 11 million people that are tracked on that map, so it's not horribly bad at this hour. All right, our Weather Authority team, though, is tracking the storm's impacts locally, really giving us some good information along with telling your story. Katie's going to take us to our Snapjacks pictures in just a few minutes, but first we want to start with meteorologist Mark Collins. Mark, I know you were watching that kite border. It is windy, rainy out there in our area.
Yeah, it's perfect conditions for kite boarders, not so much if you're going out to the beach, especially if you're going for a swim, which is not advised since those winds are out of the southeast, pretty strong drift, and all this rain. If you're going out to run errands, probably not advised, or if you are, just take it slow on the roadways. Right now, rain is let up a bit, but there's still some batches of more steady and heavier rains in Baker County. Here you can see a couple bands here in red rotating around into McClenny. Put this into motion over the past half hour. You can see how it's lifting north, and we'll see some of this swing into McClenny right now. The heaviest, though, is just off towards the Glen St. Mary area and extends back towards Alusty. And as we go further towards Jacksonville, we're starting to see a few holes in the area, but there'll be on and off showers. And at times, the rain will be a bit heavy. The focus for flooding is not necessarily in St. Augustine or points to our south, but where the steady rain shield will wind up, and that's in Georgia. And we've had plenty of steady rain in that area, and those winds have been blowing over 40 miles per hour. So definitely tropical storm conditions. In fact, Jack's NAS has been getting winds pretty much gusting each hour over 40 miles per hour. St. Mary's, some high winds, Nayport getting 47-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and that was in the forecast here. Also causing some travel issues. Right now, the only airport reporting delays is down in Fort Myers, where they're showing red, and the risk or the delays are actually increasing in that area based on the models and some of that rain coming through. Our forecast models are calling for some heavy rainfall over the next couple of days, the next 3 days. We're looking at least about 10 inches here in southern Georgia, and that could cause some significant flooding around the Jacksonville area, 3 to 5, but as locally as much as 7 inches of rain, and spread out over 3 days. 2 to 4 inches of rain is a possibility around the St. Augustine area. All of the creeks and rivers looking okay at this point in Duval County, but there are some issues out in Bradford County with some of the water levels in Alligator Creek there. Currently, moderate flooding is showing up there, and it will likely increase. And you can see down near Rodman Dam, there's also some minor flooding happening there. The areas out towards the Santa Fe River, that's the location here where we could see bigger problems going into the next couple of days. In fact, in Union County, there is, there we go. It's currently running 58 feet there at Santa Fe River, and it's forecast to approach 66 feet, which is going to cause some moderate flooding in their area, just in the northern portions of Alachua County. And that's because they've had some heavy rainfall, as much as 5 to 8 inches of rain along the I-75 corridor. And notice here, more rain is expected to pinwheel back into that area. But the story is going to be how the St. Mary's River starts to increase, and the rain that's going to continue to fall over that watershed through the evening tonight. Heavy rain, and then again into Tuesday. So this is through the overnight time period. You notice how the rain really kind of lays in on areas around Camden and Glenn County. And then for tomorrow, we'll start out with some breaks Tuesday morning here in Northeast Florida. And then during the afternoon, pockets of rain rotating around that circulation center, which will be slow. It's a very stubborn storm system moving through southern Georgia and eventually trying to get back out into the Atlantic over the Carolinas. And so that's going to tap into some moisture off the Atlantic and swing it back at us here through the middle of the week, which is why the risk for flash flooding remains high tomorrow north of Jacksonville, and then still more into Wednesday. Although it shifts up the coastline, you're still looking at a slight to moderate chance of rain in the coastal Georgia area, which could lead to flood problems. And this is all because of the slow movement of the storm. The track is not particularly important because the eye wall has collapsed, but since that broad circulation center is going to sit over the Georgia Bight, that will allow for heavy rainfall to continue from the Carolinas down into Georgia. The winds are going to be offshore, so storm surge will be dropping off after today. But with that onshore surge around coastal Camden, Glenn County, we could see a surge of water rising about 3 to possibly even up to 6 feet above normal. But as those winds switch offshore tomorrow, surf glass is off and the seas will start to subside. So, Katie, we've had so much rain around there. I'm sure you're seeing some pretty significant activity on Snapchat's pictures.
I have, yeah. You know, we really appreciate you guys, the meteorologists, really the whole staff, for you sending in your photos. Without your viewer photos to Snapjacks, we wouldn't know you're part of the story. You're part of the storytelling process when you send these pictures in. So keep them coming because this one's really impactful here. Take a look. The fence is down. This is from Golden Babies. High winds knocked down the fence. Hashtag Debbie Damage. And I bet that hashtag's going to be trending by the end of the week here. This is a great video of the rain and the winds out there, sent in by Ali Santilli. You didn't say where this was specifically, but I can tell you this is a rain event, a big rainmaker for us. So backyards, a lot of them are going to look just like this. That's really compelling. Looks like, oh, Amber from Mandarin's waiting the storm out. And here's another tropical video for you. This is from Amber V out here in Mandarin. That was the lady and her daughter you just saw there. It's a steady rain with lots of wind moving through. And this is a great visual for you. Now, here's the thing. If it's safe to do so, I'd love to show your pictures on air. It's so impactful to see what you're seeing. So again, if you're able to, and you can send us a video on Snapjacks, you just go to newsforjacks.com, click on the Snapjacks tab, upload it there. Bam, it's that easy, and we would love to see it. So take the time to do it if you can, and tell us where specifically you are, as Amber did in Mandarin, and then I'm able to show this on air and tell the story a little bit better. So thank you again. We're going to have these coming all throughout the day. Mel?
All right, Katie, thank you so much. Love those Snapjacks pictures. They certainly help tell the story because, as you know, we cannot be everywhere. So stay with us on this Weather Authority Alert Day because we are going to be here for you. Hurricane Debbie moving across Florida, bringing a lot of rain, and we will see the impacts, as you heard Mark say, for several days. Our next update is on the News for Jack's new newscast, so stand by for that. We'll have our teams in the field and bring you the very latest from our region. Have a good morning.
Stay with the local station on TV, on the go, and online at newsforjacks.com for new developments on this breaking news alert. Watching News 4 Jax Plus.
A warning for parents tonight after St. Johns County deputies confirm a new social media trend. Minors are reaching out to sexual predators online in an attempt to confront them. Sheriff Robert Hardwick confirmed this afternoon that 2 teenagers used the dating app Grindr to try and find suspects who would agree to meet. News 4 Jax anchor Ashley Harding breaks down this urgent advice for parents.
These days, it may feel like there's a social media challenge for everything, but imagine one that could put your child face to face with a predator.
That's the warning from St. Johns County Sheriff's Office.
SJSO deputies have responded to several incidents involving juveniles intentionally seeking out sexual predators using fake social media profiles with the intent to meet and confront them in person.
In your 30-plus year career in law enforcement, have you ever heard of something like this?
No, this is by far the singular most stupid thing that could possibly be out there for these kids to do. It is so dangerous. And this is the kind of challenge that...
News 4 Jax crime and safety analyst Tom Hackney's background includes working in sex crimes with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. He says these types of predators are waiting for opportunity and they jump on it no matter how it presents itself. To highlight this, Hackney recalled an infamous case right here in Jacksonville.
You know, if you're approached by somebody in a Dollar General store and they're wanting to look out for your kid and buy them some clothes, those are opportunities that presented themselves. So, you know, here's an opportunity that somebody who's an offender or a predator has somebody reach out to them. That's just horrifying.
This is why parents need to have conversations with their kids about these dangers and to understand this is not TV or social media. This is real life.
Let them grow up. Don't be in their business then. But when they're kids, and especially when they have these portals to the world and idiotic things like this that tempt them, you have to be on top of them.
Keeping your kids safe as families navigate the ever-evolving world of technology and social media.
And Tom Hackney also talked about how this type of incident where a victim reaches out to a sexual predator can be very problematic for prosecutors as they put cases together. It can also distract detectives from rescuing actual victims. We posted some other links to help guide parents inside this story on our website, news4jax.com.
A historic prisoner swap that has set 24 people free. The United States, Russia, and 5 other countries were involved in what is being called the biggest prison swap in post-Soviet history. Americans, Evan Gershkovich, a journalist with the Wall Street Journal, former Marine Paul Whelan is free. Gershkovich was jailed last year and convicted last month on espionage charges that he denies. Whelan has been in jail since 2018, also on espionage charges, which he also denies. News 4 Jax reporter Jana joins us in the studio now with a breakdown of the other prisoners released in this exchange and a lot of reaction from world leaders, John.
Yeah, as you mentioned, very historic. Those 24 released prisoners are on their way back to the U.S. right now after being released earlier this morning. President Joe Biden shared this picture of the newly freed Americans on a plane home, writing that they have, quote, begun their journey back into the arms of their families. Journalist Alsu Kumisheva, a dual U.S.-Russian citizen convicted in July of spreading false information about the Russian military, was also released today. Her family, as everyone else is rejecting the accusations against her. Vladimir Kara-Murza, a Russian-British dissident who lives in the U.S. permanently, was also released. Today's swap is the result of a complicated behind-the-scenes negotiation involving 7 different countries, including the U.S., Russia, Poland, Slovenia, Norway, and Germany. Turkey says it also played as a mediator role in that swap. Now, earlier this afternoon, President Joe Biden gathered with the families of the detainees in the Oval Office, saying he cannot imagine how happy they must be to have their loved ones back in their arms.
They never gave up hope. We can't imagine what they've been through, all of you. Matter of fact, this lady right here, I think, was living in the Oval Office with us for a while. All kidding aside, can't imagine their joy right now. They're home.
Those Americans are in the air as we speak right now, according to flight tracking data. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will greet them when they land in the U.S. They're expecting to land sometime around 11:30 tonight. Jana, Channel 4, the local station.
Right now at 5:30, it's been several weeks since we told you about this grave site in the middle of a sidewalk in Durkeeville. Well, since then, News4Jax found out that there's been a lot of attention on it in the past. The grave of Thompson Williams sits right next to the Emmett Reed Community Center and tennis courts. While it's had focus previously, for many people, it's still forgotten and even unknown.
News4Jax reporter Janice Harris spoke with a reporter who covered the story 9 years ago and a local councilman who has ideas on what should happen moving forward.
We now know more about who Thompson Williams is. He was, in fact, a hero, which is why his grave likely still remains here in what once was a much larger cemetery. But we also know on the other side of town, he saved a woman's life at the location now known as Cougar Park. But piecing this story together would take newspaper clippings from over 100 years ago.
It's a bizarre thing, a grave sign in the middle of a sidewalk, and its inscription gives a clue as to why it's still there. This tablet marks the grave of Thompson Williams, a Negro who died on October 28, 1908, from wounds received while endeavoring to protect the honor and life of a white woman. But it also gives a clue that there were, in fact, hundreds of other African Americans buried here. Take a look at this. These are the nearly 200 names of some of the men, women, and children buried at Mount Hermon Cemetery. Thompson Williams' gravesite remains likely because he was considered a hero.
It was called The Story of the Hero's Grave, and I wrote, "The hero's grave is a concrete rectangle."
Matt Sorgall, a reporter with the Florida Times-Union, first heard about Williams in 2015 and wrote this story.
On its stone marker, an inscription tells in 31 words the bare outlines of the hero's tale.
How did you even find out about this gravesite?
One of our intrepid photojournalists, Bob Self, was out and about, and he told me about it, and I was intrigued.
Sorgall found newspaper clippings that explained Williams' heroic story and the incident that happened here near the now Cougar Park in 1980. The community raised money to create this tombstone, and the rest of the money went to his widow and 10 children.
October 29th. There's the article. Right there.
This is one of the newspaper articles recounting the day Williams became a hero. We went to the Edball building to find out what happened to the cemetery over time. This 1887 map shows Mount Hermon Cemetery. By April 1968, this map shows the cemetery looks like a construction site. And I-95 has been open since 1960. According to the city of Jacksonville, Emmett Reed Center and Park was dedicated on September 28, 1969. I reached out to the city and city council. Matt Carlucci responded.
Did you know that this marker was even here before this discussion?
No, I did not. And I've been over here numerous times, but never saw that.
So far, there are no records of the bodies in the historic cemetery being removed before Emmett Reed Center was built.
If we do find out this was a graveyard, at the very least, it might be well to work with the community, see if a historic marker should be put up stating more of the details as to what this property meant to people.
Janice Harris, Channel 4, the local station.
Live from the local station, News4Jax starts now.
Tonight at 6, we are less than 2 weeks away from the start of school for Duval County. And the school year is facing some major budget shortfalls that could impact your child. This year, there will be more than 400 fewer instructional staff members compared to last year.
Class sizes will be increasing too. All of this is to deal with the challenges of severe budget shortages. News4Jax reporter Ann Maxwell breaks down what changes Duval County families can expect.
Duval County Public Schools' tentative budget shows funding has dropped by $258 million for the upcoming school year. That includes a loss of $185 million from federal sources like COVID relief dollars. To offset the shortfall, the budget calls for eliminating positions for 377 teachers, 9 special education teachers, and 16 school counselors. But it also adds a few dozen roles.
And even with hundreds of teacher roles being eliminated, there's still a shortage of teachers. In fact, if you go to the DCPS job website, you can see they're hiring for 180 vacant roles, and a lot of these are teacher jobs.
A district spokesperson says some of the positions being eliminated were vacant, and more than 90% of people in jobs being eliminated were able to be reassigned. Another plan to save money is by increasing classroom sizes. For example, the budget projects that kindergarten through third grade classrooms will go from 20 students last year to 22 students in the upcoming school year. Fourth and fifth grade from 24 students to 26.5 students, and high schoolers going from 27 students in a classroom last year to 29.5 this school year. To get an educator's perspective, I reached out to Tammy Brooks Evans, who is the president of local union Duval Teachers United.
We don't have as many people going to college to become teachers. It's a tough job. It's a hard job.
Meanwhile, the tentative budget shows DCPS funding for the upcoming school year actually increased by $95 million. But nearly half of that money, $44 million, went toward a program that provides public funds for private school tuition, which is available to all families, regardless of income. $33 million went toward charter schools. Ann Maxwell, Channel 4, the local station.
Morning show starts right now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking right now at 8 o'clock, the fourth suspect in an ambush murder of local rapper Julio Fulio has been arrested.
So it happened after an overnight standoff in an apartment complex on the west side. News for Jackson reporter Brianna Andrews joins us live. And Brianna, we just heard from the sheriff in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and the sheriff did confirm that police did make arrests, and now the fourth suspect involved in the Julio Fulio shooting death. So I want to show you this new video that JSO released. It shows the overnight standoff at Collins Preserve Apartments between I-295 and College Road. Officers confirmed just a few minutes ago that they arrested Rashad Murphy, again, the fourth person arrested in Julio Fulio's shooting death. They believe there's 5 people involved in this death. Now, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and U.S. Marshal Service tracked Murphy to that apartment complex, off Collins Road, where they arrested him. Now, we were there earlier. We do know that Murphy was wanted for murder in Tampa in regards to this death. They are still searching for that 5th person that they believe is involved. As of now, we know that all 4 suspects that have been arrested, police say, have been linked to gang affiliations in the area. Now, prior to this arrest, we do know that Rashad Murphy was facing, or is facing rather, first-degree murder charges, among other things. Police say it was Rashad Murphy and another man who fired shots at the rapper the night he was killed. Now, again, we just got this information. We're going to continue to follow this, but we did hear the sheriff say on the morning show that he hopes that that 5th person just turns themselves in. So once we continue to follow this case and find out more information, we, of course, will bring that to you on air and online. For now, I'm reporting live. Brianna Andrews, Channel 4, the local station.
A plan to crack down on hate crimes in the River City continues to move forward in City Hall. Today, council members announced the bill had been amended to be named in honor of a local woman shot and killed in a racist attack 60 years ago. News for Jax anchor Ashley Harding's here in studio. Ashley, the city leaders pushing for this. They want it to be named Johnny May's Law.
Right, Joy, and it would be named in honor of Johnny May Chappelle. This year marks 60 years since she was targeted by white supremacists and killed here in Jacksonville. Now, the bill itself aims to enhance penalties for these kinds of acts. We should warn you, there is an image in this story that some may find disturbing.
This is the only known picture of Johnny May Chappelle. It was taken in the morgue just hours after she was killed in a racially motivated attack. This roadside marker is named in her memory. Also now named for her, the city's proposed anti-hate law, a move city council members said was the right thing to do.
Johnny May had a terrible incident that still haunts our community today. We need to make sure that story is told. I thought it really spoke to the heart of this bill.
Johnny May Chappelle was walking along this stretch of road on New Kings Road and Flicker Avenue. When she was just looking for her wallet, she thought she had dropped it while carrying some groceries. That's when men in a truck pulled up to her. One man inside shot and killed her. She was just 35 years old.
During a short meeting at City Hall, people spoke in favor of the legislation. For Councilman Jimmy Peluso, this legislation goes back to the Dollar General shooting last year that left 3 black people dead. The sheriff said the gunman gunman was motivated by hate. Peluso also says what makes this local law different from state hate crime laws is the focus on noise and littering. Specifically, what he's talking about is hate literature left in people's neighborhoods.
With anti-Semitic language, with anti-black language, saying let's hang or kill people. It's happened in my community, Murray Hill. We've had leaflets. The Mandarin area, you've seen a lot of anti-Semitic leaflets in the past. And obviously we saw the projections.
Not everyone is on board. Some council members say the anti-hate laws on the books are enough.
We already have laws against hate crimes in Florida. So enforce the laws that we have, 100%. There was no need for another law.
Elizabeth Anderson with One Jack says for her, supporting this bill goes beyond anything at the state level. She says it's about sending a message for Jacksonville.
I think it's really clear that we need to make an official stand so that there's no question about where Jacksonville is. Sure, there's legislation across the state or, individually people can speak out, but as a city, who are we willing to put ourselves forward as being and welcoming to this community?
And the councilman says when it comes to enforcing this, it would mostly be enforced by compliance code and not necessarily JSO. He expects the full council will vote on the legislation sometime next month.
In Putnam County tonight, we're now seeing the body cam video of the moments before 3 Putnam County deputies opened fire.
On an armed suspect, we're also hearing the 911 calls this evening.
Yes, they're begging for help. Someone's trying to kill him. What do I do? My daughter's freaking out. Lay down,
Keep your doors locked. We're getting them out there.
The suspect who deputies killed has been identified as 31-year-old Philip Baldwin. His deadly encounter with deputies happened early Saturday morning after 2 incidents at 2 separate locations that caused 2 people to call 911. News for Jax reporter Eric Avignon breaks down the body cam video and explains the events leading up to Baldwin's death.
Shortly after 11:30 Friday night, a Putnam County 911 operator receives a disturbing call from a woman on Shell Harbor Road in Satsuma. She tells the operator people are banging on her door, pleading for help because a man armed with a gun is threatening to kill them. The banging on the door is frightening the woman's child.
They keep trying to get you and the kids on the far end on the ground.
Get over here. Get over here now. Get down with me on the ground now.
When deputies arrived, they learned the people banging on the woman's door for help had just been carjacked at gunpoint. The carjacker was nowhere to be found. Deputies believe Baldwin was the suspect. Then an hour later, which would have been Saturday morning, another disturbing call to 911. This time it was from a home on North 2nd Street in Satsuma, just 3 miles from the carjacking investigation.
What is his name?
And he's got a gun. His name is Philip Baldwin.
And you said he has a gun?
Yes.
The 911 caller wanted to remain anonymous, but told News for Jax off camera that when she and her boyfriend came home, they noticed her boyfriend's truck was missing. She said Baldwin was her boyfriend's friend and was living with them. She told the operator that Baldwin was drunk, armed, and threatening her boyfriend. Body cam video shows deputies rushing to the home and quickly learning that Baldwin was in the backyard.
No, don't drop them hands. I will shoot you in your face. Do you understand me?
Shoot me.
Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
Shoot me.
Turn around. Put your hands up.
Seconds later, the body cam records Baldwin threatening to shoot the deputies because they're shining lights in his face. Then seconds later, as Baldwin appears to be walking away, a freeze frame of the video shows why deputies are about to use deadly force. According to investigators, this is when Baldwin made a gesture of reaching for his handgun inside his waistband. The gun is visible. At this point, all 3 deputies are in the clear to fire their weapons to neutralize the threat.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Baldwin was shot multiple times. He was taken to HCA Florida Putnam Hospital in Palatka, where he died from his injuries. The second 911 caller who reported Baldwin told News for Jax that Baldwin didn't give the deputies any other choice but to use deadly force. During a Monday afternoon news conference, Sheriff Gator DeLoach echoed her statement.
As you can see, they tried to establish some dialogue with Mr. Baldwin prior to him retreating, but at the end of the day, we knew that we were dealing with an armed carjacking suspect who had just committed a violent crime. and victimized a poor innocent person prior to this.
Saturday's deadly shooting was the first time since 2017 in which a Putnam County deputy shot a suspect. Now, it's worth pointing out that Baldwin was no stranger to the Putnam County Sheriff's Office. Records show he has been in and out of the Putnam County Jail multiple times since 2012. As for the deputies who shot him, they remain on administrative leave until FDLE finishes its investigation into the use of force by those deputies.
Very dramatic video. And you know, Monday morning quarterback, people always ask these questions. Did police use their taser?
In this case, they did not use their taser, and that came up during the news conference. And Sheriff Deloach said that the reason why those officers didn't use their taser because of the distance. They knew this guy was armed, and tasers would not have been effective in this particular instance because of the distance that they were trying to keep from him, knowing that he was armed. And also, you think about this, would you really bring a taser to a potential gunfight?
Another question, after watching the video, Eric, there were quite a few shots, several shots. Did they talk about why there were so many shots fired?
Yeah, you and I, we were just talking about the fact that it looked like the deputy did was called a mag dump. The reason why you saw that many shots is because when deputies and law enforcement in general are faced with a threat, especially an armed threat, they are taught to continue firing until that threat is no longer a threat. And something that you didn't see in the video, and that's just the edited video, but in parts of that unedited or less edited video, you actually see that he is still holding the gun even after he goes down. And when they get closer to him, he's still holding the gun and he's conscious and he's talking. So again, you continue firing until that threat is no longer a threat.
All right, Eric Avenier, thank you for that report.
Thousands of students are prepping to return to school soon. Across Jacksonville, there were several back-to-school events to get students the supplies they need. One of them was held at the Prime Osborne Convention Center, where 10,000 backpacks were given out. News 4 Jax reporter Aaron Farrar spoke with one student who says he is ready for his first day at Duval County School now.
Luis Garcia is ready to take on 5th grade. He and his family just moved to Jacksonville from Memphis, so this is his first school year in Duval County. On top of all that, he loves school.
They let us talk to your friends.
Now, he and thousands of other students have what they need to thrive this school year as they showed up here to the Prime Osborne Convention Center for the Pack the Sack back-to-school event. 10,000 of these clear backpacks handed out, along with school supplies, snacks, and free prizes.
It felt great.
Local partners like Walmart, among others, also along with Councilman at Large, Terrence Freeman and Nick Howland, helped put this thing in gear. They hope this gives these students morale to get the school year started off on a good note.
When I drove up and saw that line wrapped around at 8 o'clock this morning, I was like, oh my, this is an amazing opportunity of service. So to know that we're playing a part in a student now being able to go to school, have supplies, that when they look left and right, hey, I got the same thing that my peers have. I'm positive that that gives them their self-esteem, their self-confidence a boost. Makes them feel better about themselves, and hopefully they're going to perform better in school.
Children matter. Children are the focus of this Jacksonville City Council and making sure that our city has what it takes to prosper and that our families have what it takes to have a wonderful and successful life.
You see just how many people showed up for this event, but this is a unique year for this one giveaway. For the first time ever in the 5 or 6 years that this event has been happening, it's here inside the Prime Osborne Convention Center.
All to meet the high demand. Students were also able to get free haircuts and health screening like these eye exams. As far as one of Duval County's newest students, Luis one day wants to become a cop. And he says his love for school is helping manifest that dream.
So I can save people's lives. They tell me what you have to do so you can learn when you be older.
Luis and thousands of these students here getting the necessary tools to learn. I'm Aaron Farrar, Channel 4, the local station.
And we're hosting our own school supply giveaway. News for Jax consumer investigator Tiffany Salome went back to school shopping with supply lists from our local schools. She brought all their items on the list, and now we want to give those supplies to local students. We're asking insiders who are parents or teachers to sign up for our school supplies giveaway. One person will win a package for a middle school student, and another person will win a package for an elementary school student. Each package contains nearly $100 worth of supplies. The contest is through August 7th. The winner will be announced on the morning show August 8th. Enter the contest by visiting newsforjax.com/insider. If you're not an insider, now's a good time to sign up. Positively Jax, as part of the JAGS Military Appreciation Day, Dreamfinders Homes surprised a local homeless veteran, Sergeant David James McLaughlin Jr., by gifting him with a near replica of its stadium home. Sergeant McLaughlin is a 9/11 combat veteran and served during the Afghanistan campaign. He was honorably discharged and remains an active reserve member. He has 3 children, David, Audrey, and Kerrigan. Dreamfinders Homes will build the home on a Springfield lot.
I think it's a good conversation to have in general because, what you all are trying to do is to get out there, be in the community, let people know that they're safe and let people know that you're on their team as well when it comes to keeping the city safe.
Yeah, I live here. I have kids here. I have grandkids here. And I've said it before, and I'm not saying this for the sake of television.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jacksonville. I chose to live here. I chose to make this my home, and I want my home to be as safe as possible. I want the people to live here to feel as safe and as comfortable as possible. Listen, in order to have a great city, we have to have public safety. We have to have a safe city. Businesses want to come. Everyone thrives when everything's safe. So that's our ultimate goal, and I want to share as much information with people as I can.
Yeah, and just kind of behind the scenes for us here, Vic working with television, very well. Our goal in television is to inform and to keep people safe, so it's a good partnership here. Also, I know you've made yourself more available to the media, even coming and having meetings with people at our station to try to figure out ways to get information out there. So these meetings will take place over a series of some weeks. Talk about this first town hall for District 1.
So we're going to be at the public library, and we're going to discuss whatever issues. We're going to tell you about the agency, where we are, where we're going, where we sit today. And then the biggest thing, I think people want to ask questions. And so we're going to open it up for questions and let people ask questions, and whatever we can answer there, we're going to answer. Whatever we can't answer while we're there during that time frame, we're going to answer every question that's posed to us. I think it's important, the engagement, to be able to discuss issues and talk about things that people are concerned about.
Yeah, and Vic, I know you're moderating. We have to say not everybody's happy with police. You have a community that has been very divided at times and has questioned whether the police are for everyone. Talk about how you're going to field some of those questions, because you'll be there, but then also some other officers as well.
At the end of the day, Melanie, we are in the customer service business. Public safety is number one, but we want to talk to our customers and we want to meet everybody where they are, which is why we are doing this in their individual neighborhoods. Last year, highly successful when JSO had it in downtown Jacksonville. We know not everybody has a car. We know not everybody has the time to travel downtown. So we're doing it in 6 different districts, and they get to meet the officers that patrol their streets and look at the specific challenges in their communities and the triumphs as well. Mm-hmm. And we are doing this because we are winning people over one at a time. We know that it's been a difficult climate. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. But we're showing that we do things well here in Jacksonville. We are a city that cares. The people that make up the sheriff's office and this entire community really, really care about the health and the safety and the security. So we're doing this. And let me tell you, we are winning people over every single day. Going out on walks this past Saturday, we walked together with a lot of our sheriff's officers and met people in Northwest Jacksonville and changed some minds about interactions with the police.
And Sheriff, as Vic's point, one person at a time, and you believe as well that's what it's going to take.
Yep.
That's a challenge. It's not going to be easy. How do you propose this kind of happening over even the next year or so? Because it's not going to happen overnight.
So we're going to continue the walks, and we're going to continue to share as much information as possible. If it's legal, there's nothing prohibiting us from the statutes. If it doesn't interfere with ongoing cases, we'll show it to our public. We're wide open. There's nothing to hide. And this is, for the longest time, I've wanted people to be able to see what goes on within the agency. I think Vic's even learned some things that from the outside looking in, he never knew. It's a large operation, and there's a lot that goes on there every single day. And we want to share that with people. We want people to understand everything that's involved. That's why we sat down about a week ago or 2 weeks ago and did a presentation on our budget and where the money goes and how it's actually spent. So I think it's important for taxpayers to know where their money is going.
All right, Sheriff, thank you so much, Vic, Community Engagement Director. Thank you both for coming in. Again, keep an eye out. That first meeting is on Thursday for District 1, and then every Thursday after that, there will be more. So use this opportunity to get out there, ask the questions. And you heard the sheriff say it here, that if they don't have the answer, they will get it to you. So be engaged and figure out what's going on in your community and have a voice in that as well. So
Please
thank you.
All
right.
As you plan for back to school, getting your teenager a car may be on your list, with safety and cost we know as your top priorities. 2 safety groups have compiled a list of used cars that are safe, reliable, and ideal for your young driver.
When your teen starts to drive, as Jackie Ferreira knows, choosing the right car is key.
Safety features such as the automatic braking system and blind spot detectors are there to make sure that not only he's safe, but everybody else on the road as well.
A good car for me would be something that's reliable, has high safety features, that's a comfortable drive.
And that's important because teenagers are among the riskiest drivers, with crash rates that are almost 4 times those of drivers 20 and older per mile driven.
Because young drivers are at such a high risk, buy a car with as much safety as your budget allows.
To help you strike a balance between cost and safety, Consumer Reports and the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety identified more than 50 used cars under $20,000 with top safety and reliability ratings. On the list, you'll find some popular names like the Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, and Hyundai Tucson.
Luckily, cars continue to get safer, and prices in both the new and used car market have stabilized. So we've been able to point families to even better options this year.
Consumer Reports says that proven safety features like forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, and blind spot warning are worth considering.
A teen driver's first car should be a balance. Not too big, not too small, and definitely not too fast.
And like Jackie did, be sure to have a conversation with your teen before they get behind the wheel.
Making sure that we're focused on the road, limiting the distractions such as music and the amount of people in the car.
Good job.
Always take your time, use your safety precautions.
Consumer Reports says for those who prefer to buy new, one benefit is the bumper-to-bumper warranty that comes with new cars. For a full list of new or used models recommended for your teen, we have direct links inside this story on our website, newsforjax.com/Consumer Reports. Florida's back-to-school sales tax holiday kicks off today.
Over the next 2 weeks, shoppers can save on everything from pencils to PCs and even Chuck Taylors. News for Jax reporter Brianna Andrews joins us live. And Brianna, a lot of parents are stressed out over how they're going to afford supplies this year.
Oh, yeah. Bruce and Jen, really 3 in 4 shoppers expect to spend about 70% or more on simple school supplies. We're talking about pens and pencils, simple things like this. That's all according to a survey from Lending Tree. Well, that's really why it's a good idea to take advantage of this back to school sales tax, because you won't only save money on items like these, you'll also save on items like tape. And we're also talking about disinfecting wipes and, of course, paper, because we know that has also gone up with inflation. Now, listen to this. Most items on your child's back to school list will fall in the $50 or less category. So that includes binders, notebooks, pens, crayons, poster boards, rulers, and lunch boxes. Learning aids and puzzles around under $30 also qualify as well. Those can include flashcards, memory games, and toys intended to teach reading or math skills. You can find some of the biggest savings, though, on clothing. That includes shoes, backpacks, and something you might not realize, diaper bags. Accessories like watches and jewelry, however, are not covered. You might also want to consider a tech upgrade. Personal computers, laptops, accessories, headphones are selling for $1,500 or less are also eligible, so keep that in mind as well. Now, the holiday will run for about 2 weeks and ends on August 11th. If you're not exactly sure what's on the list, don't worry, we have you covered. We have all of those eligible items listed on our website, newsforjax.com. Reporting live, Brianna Andrews, Channel 4, the local station.
Also a good time to grab some items that may not be on your student's back-to-school shopping list. A USB flash drive will help your student store their work at home or at school. Maybe you want to consider a personal calendar. Helps them keep track of their schedules, due dates, locker organizers, hand sanitizer, headphones. Here's a look at some of the most popular items families bought last year. According to Forbes, notebooks, markers, pencils, followed by reusable water bottles, lunch boxes, Crocs, and like I mentioned before, Chuck Taylor sneakers, Connie's Converse. So if you or anybody you know needs help with necessary supplies to help your children succeed in the classroom, we've put together a list of back-to-school events here in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. You'll find it on news4jax.com. Visit the local news category, and there you can find events close to you.
A divorce later in life after decades of marriage is actually becoming more and more common. Researchers say the rate has increased dramatically for people older than 50. In fact, 1 in 10 people who divorce are at least 65 years old. And for couples at that age, what's called a gray divorce can be financially devastating for both.
I want a divorce.
No matter how you say it.
I want a divorce.
Or who says it.
I want a divorce. I want a divorce. I want a divorce.
Divorce is hard and expensive. And the older you are when you do it, the more costly it might be. According to a study by Bowling Green State University, the number of divorces for people 50 and older has doubled since 1990. And for ages 65 and older, rates have tripled.
It's very, very tough for couples that have been together for a long time like that to split up their assets.
A gray divorce can be especially financially devastating for women. Studies suggest women's income generally drops up to 40% in the year after a divorce. Their standard of living declined 45%, while the drop for men was less severe at 21%. So what can women do to protect themselves? First, get active in your household finances before filing for a divorce. Know where the money is going. Also, have access to your own money so your spouse can't shut off financial support. And women should invest in their own retirement account.
What we see most of the time is both of the parties have to start rebuilding their retirement assets.
Financial planner Kristen Costello suggests people in this situation contribute any extra money they can to a retirement plan.
If you're over age 50, you can contribute an extra $7,500 to your 401k every year.
With a few financial factors to keep in mind when calling it quits after 50.
Now, if you were married 10 years or longer, you can claim Social Security benefits from an ex-spouse. But, you know, Social Security alone is not usually enough income per month to pay those monthly expenses. Spouses who experience a gray divorce, on average, can count on less than $1,200 per month from Social Security.
So with the new school year approaching, many teachers are digging into their own pockets to make necessary supplies available for their kids. In fact, teachers report spending an average of $750 every year on their classrooms. So a local program is collecting supplies to help alleviate that burden, not just for teachers, but also some families. Heather Oprah-Miller is with the Clay Education Foundation, is joining us along with Wendy Stevens, a teacher at Orange Park Elementary School. Good morning. Thanks for being here. I can't believe we're already talking back to school, by the way, right? I feel like the summer just started. It just whizzed by. So Wendy, let me start with you. Would you explain the kind of the burden of spending the money that you have to spend out of your own pocket? And of course, you're doing this for the benefit of your children.
Absolutely.
In your classroom.
Absolutely. Every year, I would say I spend probably close to $1,000 on things for my students, and it's for the kids. So I always feel that it's for a good thing. It's for a good cause. And so Tools for Schools is amazing because it helps cut that cost a bit. It's, one less thing that teachers have to carry that financial burden for.
I know you're thinking about, what you're going to teach them and your class plan and everything. And this is just another thing that adds to the list. So let's talk a little bit, if we can then, Heather, about Tools for Schools. How does the program work?
Sure. So any Clay County public school teacher is eligible to come shop at our Tools for Schools store. We are located in Green Cove Springs, which is a pretty central location for most of the teachers to come to in Clay County. They sign up for a shopping appointment and they get to come through the store and actually shop. It looks like a real store. Items have barcodes, they keep inventory, and they get to pick exactly what they need for their classroom and their students.
So Wendy, what kind of things do you have something in your mind that you definitely need? You know, those top 4 or 5 things that you're looking forward to picking up?
I always need Ticonderoga pencils.
Yep, right.
That specific brand, they just sharpen so well, and
the number 2 pencils, which I need.
Copy paper, that's a big one, and earbuds. A lot of the times kids will lose their earbuds or step on them or leave them in their pockets, and so definitely a supply that we always need.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about how teachers can benefit from this. I just have some numbers that I'd like to share, Heather, if I could, with our viewers. So Clay County School District serves nearly 40,000 students. 41% of them are considered low income. So how can families benefit also from this program?
Right. So sometimes just because of their circumstances, families can't afford to send their children to school with the supplies that they need. So the teachers have them in their classrooms just for that kid that shows up without pencils, without crayons, and they have them. They can give them to them discreetly without embarrassing them, and they have them on hand for those students that need them.
And how does that portion work? Do you need to register ahead of time, not just for the families but also for the teachers?
Yes, the teachers do need to make a shopping appointment. They can find the instructions how to on our website, which is www.clayeducationfoundation.org.
And what about the families? I mean, how do they go about sort of getting the benefit of these supplies?
Right. The children can talk to their school social worker if they need school supplies, and they are also eligible to come stop at Tools for Schools. The social worker.
And how long? And right, not the families, right? So how long, Wendy, have you been using this program then to help kind of get the classroom ready?
I believe Tools for Schools, the shopping started in 2018, and so I've been using it for several years. I make sure that I go. It's offered to us 4 times a year, so I go every single time.
Right? Because you run out of some of those things certainly within the first couple of months, probably.
That way, I can stock up and replenish when my students are in need.
Does it also help a little bit? I remember at the end of the school year when my kids were in elementary school, the teachers were sort of taking everything down. When you go to campus, maybe after school has ended, for other programs that are going on. And then at the beginning of the school year, there's something about when your kids are young and they walk into the classroom and there's so many colors and the bulletin boards, and it just makes you excited about learning. Does that also help with some of the supplies that are available?
Absolutely. They actually have some supplies that I've seen at Target in the dollar spot for teachers. I've gotten a welcome banner. I had like an Easter pennant. And so they do have some like decorations that you can choose from for your classroom as well.
All right, fantastic. Well, good luck with the upcoming school year. It's exciting.
So much.
I know the kids at home are like, oh, I'm not ready, but they'll love it.
Their teachers are ready.
There you go. And that's so important. Thank you for being here, Heather,
Thank you
as
for
well,
having
and
us.
Wendy.
Thank
Wendy,
you.
we appreciate it.
Exact Track 4D detects dangerous weather days ahead of time, so you can make the right plans for your family.
All right, as I sat here and I was talking it out, it didn't make any sense to me. Maybe you were hearing the same thing at 10 o'clock, and I thought, well, maybe it's because it's over top of Cuba that we're getting the update at 10. It's set for 11, but there was something stuck inside of the system because of Beryl when it went through Central Time Zone, so that's why we saw the 10 o'clock. So we're back to our regularly scheduled updates. 11 o'clock is where we'll see that. Now, I will say, and I'll show you coming up here, the spaghetti plots continue to lean heavily to the west, so I do think that we're going to see that little bit more of a shift here, and that's not the best news. We're always thinking, all right, move to the west, and it's good. Prolonging it out over the Gulf of Mexico, the water's warm, and it does move into an area that's favorable. That could lead to further strengthening. Outside, here we are, 78 degrees. Temperatures that reach 91, possibly 92 here this afternoon. I saw 91 at the last check before the storms came in, drove those temperatures down to 77 degrees, which is how we started the day. Let's get back to the tropics here. We're talking about the rainfall and the impact coming through. Here we get to Sunday. Notice we're at 11 o'clock and we're just really starting to see the encroachment here of the tropical rain. That's one of the byproducts that we saw earlier as the path shifted the first time at 5 o'clock to the west. So what does that mean? What we're seeing here with the GFS, it's the faster of the models, but we're back to inland areas receiving anywhere between 2 to 4 inches averages, and then some of the heavier amounts coming through at 4 to 7. And where it slows down, here's where we could see those those areas topping 7 inches, and as you see, showing what could be as much as 10 inches of rainfall. So that would be late Sunday and into Monday, and we can back that up here with other models that, and what this one is showing the lift, the energy, the strength of the storms here. So those are going to equate to some really heavy rainfall coming through, and some of these producing what could be 2.5 to 3 inches of rain per hour. And that's why we're seeing these amounts all of a sudden elevated once again. And I will say that our hopes here, and I think you're going to be with me on this, is that the GFS is the more accurate of what we're seeing here in the model uncertainty, because it does move faster than what we're seeing here in this particular one that is drawing through, and that's based on the Euro. For us, that actually equals more rainfall coming. And I'll show you that coming up here. We'll do a model comparison, and I'm going to talk about some of the wind, which is still on the back burner when it comes to some of the damage that could come through here, in the potential, I should say, damage. You'll see that the path with the path shift, our rain shift has also come through. So this shows 60%. It actually increases from that 60 and builds into what becomes the 100% as we get into early Monday, and then starts to tank after that as we get to late Monday night and into early Tuesday. Rain chances will continue to change. Temperatures, I mean, all of this is going to continue to migrate until we get the overall path. And then eventually, as it gets out of here, the typical pattern will be that regime with the northwesterly flow turning a little bit westerly, typically clearing us out and giving us a couple of decent days following the storm as we look to next week.
Richard, thanks.
Preparing for the potential impact from this storm. News4Jax reporter Ariel Schiller is live outside the St. Johns County Emergency Ops Center, where staff is ready for whatever happens over the next few days. Ariel?
Yeah, that's right. There will be a small staff here monitoring what the weather situation will be on Saturday. And depending on how the storm turns out, could mean that more staff will come to work here on Sunday. A tropical system is heading towards Florida this weekend, and everyone from emergency management officials to business owners are preparing for storm impacts. Kelly Wilson is the deputy director of St. Johns County Emergency Management. She encourages people to pay attention to the weather and use Saturday as a day to ensure your emergency kits are stocked.
Do you have that food and water for your family for at least 3 days? Do you have your prescriptions? Do you have all those things filled out? Make sure you have enough for your family. Your pets. Make sure we have food and water for our pets as well. It's a great time to know your evacuation zone. We don't anticipate evacuations at this time with this storm, but it's a great time to go ahead and find out, are you in evacuation zone?
Ugochi Wolga owns Ovico Art Gallery located off State Road 16. We met her at an event at Art Box in downtown St. Augustine. She tries to avoid downtown when bad weather hits the area.
My children go to school downtown St. Augustine, and any little bit of rain really causes an issue in terms of maneuvering downtown. So I will stay away from this area on Sunday just to be safe.
Are there things that you're going to be doing to prepare for this weekend's storms?
Yes, I think so. I think we will park the cars in the garage and just stay indoors.
Wilson says they're continuing to monitor forecasts from the National Weather Service about the amount of rain St. Johns County could see from the storm system. While they're not expecting storm surges at this point, she asked that people still do what they can to stay safe.
And we're going to ask folks, Sunday when the weather starts to deteriorate, maybe stay at home, stay off the roads, take that opportunity to take the day off and relax at home.
Another good reminder Wilson told me is about flooded roads. She says if you see a flooded road, it's important not to drive through it because it could be a dangerous situation if you do. Reporting live in St. Johns County, Ariel Schiller, Channel 4, the local station.
As this tropical system is expected to impact the state over the weekend, local leaders are monitoring it and urging residents to get ready. News4Jax reporter Tiffany Salome went to Clay County, where leaders say storm preps are underway.
Yes, we actually have 2 locations that is opening up, one in Fleming Island for the north end of the county, and we have a second location in Middleburg, Clay Hill, Omega Park, that's out in that end that'll cover the Black Creek area. We're opening those.
You're watching News4Jax Plus. The news is next. Live from the local station, News4Jax starts now.
Taking a live look at the weather radar as we continue to follow the path of Debbie. At 11 a.m., Debbie officially was downgraded to tropical storm status. In about 5 minutes, city officials will hold a news conference to inform us about preparations and responses across the area. You're looking live at the Emergency Operations Center when that news conference will begin. Attending, Mayor Donna Deegan, Sheriff T.K. Waters, transportation officials, and other emergency operations managers. Good afternoon. National Hurricane Center reports high winds up to 80 miles per hour with more than 20 inches of rain in parts of Gainesville and South Georgia. More than 280,000 people remain without power as of this afternoon in a state with 11 million people. Also, more than 1,500 flights we know have been canceled within or into or out of the U.S. That number is expected to continue to climb as the day continues. In this area, we've seen heavy rain throughout the morning. This is in San Marco around LaSalle Street. You can see cars going through the flooded intersections despite recommendations not to. Cars driving through the flooded streets. If you can, you're asked to stay off the roads in the areas that flood today. And some more video from earlier this morning in Cedar Key in Florida's Big Bend area, learning that an 11-year-old boy was killed when a tree fell down on a mobile home. Meantime, Governor Ron DeSantis held a news conference in Tallahassee from the Emergency Operations Center there, urging people to, number one, stay safe.
Now that Hurricane Debbie is making landfall, the most important thing to do is to just protect yourself and protect your family. Don't go out into this storm.
Meteorologist Mark Collins has been tracking this weather system throughout the course of the early morning hours, and he's got the latest on Debbie's path right now. Mark.
Well, today's the day where we're feeling these tropical storm force winds. They're getting over 40 miles per hour with the gusts, and tomorrow we'll have a little less rain, wind, but we're still going to have the rain. There's two parts of the storm. One was the eye wall, which is collapsing. That was where we had some of the higher winds and some of the heavier rains. The feeder bands were coming into it. They're breaking up. We're seeing more intervals of dry weather in our southern zones as it should stay here through the afternoon and evening. There'll be periods of rain as well, but there's then this central sheet of rain which is blanketing Lake City, Live Oak, and this is all going to pinwheel through the area. So even though you're getting some breaks now, the rain is going to continue and it will pick back up, staying pretty steady. But the focus is really going to be from Jacksonville and through southern Georgia as we head into the evening. Now, none of this is severe weather at the moment. We're not seeing any indications of any tornadoes. In fact, there's not even any lightning. So it's just your classic tropical rains. It's steady with intervals of rain bursts. In fact, here's one of those, which is just now moving into Amelia Island. And we'll see these pinwheel back up into Brunswick as this all lifts towards the north. So that's going to be the norm here. Notice winds are gusting to 44 miles per hour at the airport. We've seen that. We've seen even 50 plus mile per hour winds in that area. And many of us have all had winds gusting over 40 miles per hour. The rain is still on track to reach at least 7 to possibly 10 inches of rain across southern Georgia, with that 3 to 5 inch amount likely here in the Jacksonville area, and lesser amounts without much in the way of concerns for flooding in the St. Augustine area and down towards Flagler County. Now, as the storm moves to the north, that opens up the door for this moisture to really pool, and we could see some thunderstorm or training cells that could lead to flooding. And then as the storm slows down over the next couple of days, that's just going to make matters worse since the rain isn't going to cut off anytime soon. So through the afternoon, the red areas indicate the heaviest rains from around Jacksonville up through coastal Georgia. Notice that after 7 o'clock, it's still pretty heavy in those areas. So that's why we think that there could be some flood issues here tonight. And then tomorrow comes an additional day of heavy rainfall, primarily from I-10 northward as wraparound moisture from Debbie targets those areas. So our southern spots will be spared a bit more tomorrow, but look for some drying in the early morning, and then that will be replaced by more areas of rain, which track back Tuesday afternoon into the evening. So yes, we're getting ahead of ourselves now as we head towards the middle of the week, but it's not done. Debbie will still be in the vicinity off the coast in the Carolinas, and that's going to keep us in the real sticky air, which could lead to additional showers and even a few thunderstorms with the heating through the middle of the week. So very messy day for us here. Definitely a good idea to just try not to be out on the roads or getting some errands done, since this rain is not going to let up. And as that storm center passes to the north, it's going to fill in some of the rivers with some flood concerns. So coming up, we're going to look at some of the local rivers here, and I'll tell you about the Santa Fe River one in particular and the St. Mary's, which is looking pretty high right now.
All right, Mark. As you know, the governor declared a state of emergency so that the funding would be available if necessary. Let's listen to what Mayor Deegan has to say about the situation here.
As far as Debbie is concerned, I'm sure you have all reported by this point that she's been downgraded to a tropical storm. Our local impact looks like the worst of it for us is going to be over the next 12 to 18 hours. We're going to continue to see those rain bands coming in and the winds gusting to 35, 45 miles per hour. We're continuing, obviously, to monitor the storm very closely, but want to remind everybody once again, I know it's common sense, but everybody convinces themselves they're the ones that can go out and drive in it and it's all good. But if there's a lot of water on the road, please just stay off the roads if you can. There's no reason to drive in it if you don't have to, because that can cause you some problems if you end up driving into deep water. So one beaches update for you. Jacksonville Beach just told us they are canceling their city council meeting for tonight, as is Neptune Beach. And that includes budget committee meetings this afternoon for Jacksonville Beach. So if you're planning to go out to any of those things, those are canceled for today. They'll provide updates when those things are rescheduled. But with conditions starting to improve tomorrow, the city is going to have everybody come back to work. We will be lifting the emergency order at some point tomorrow as well, unless we are very surprised by something that happens overnight. But we're also coordinating with our constitutional officers and our agency partners to communicate with their teams as far as all that is concerned. But again, we do continue to expect rain, and that rain will be heavy in periods between now and midnight and some overnight and into the early morning. So we're not done with this yet. The ground is saturated and there may be some isolated, tornadoes. There may be some isolated issues, but all in all, we're moving in the right direction. It's going to be business as usual for the city tomorrow. That includes our trash pickup, which continued today and will continue tomorrow. The bulk of our calls to 630 City have been about trash pickup, and all that is going to happen normally, again, unless something really surprising happens, but that's the plan. We do still have 3 shelters open: the Legend Center, the Landmark Middle School, and La Villa School of the Arts. Those will probably stay open through sometime tomorrow. We haven't determined an exact time yet, but we'll let you know. We'll let you know on that. JTA bus service proceeding today, as long as it's safe to do so. Skyway is closed, however, and the ferry just shut down per Coast Guard orders, so you can't use the ferry for the rest of the afternoon. Connection and Connection Plus and Clay paratransit services are only providing life-sustaining trips today. And the one other thing I wanted to tell you, just for your information, because I think this is great. You can always go to jacksready.com/Debbie to get information. But we've had more than 20,000 new subscribers to Jack's Ready app since we started this storm. And it's a great place to go for constantly updated information on what's happening with closures and anything else. So it's great to see people availing themselves of that resource. And at this point, I will turn things over to Scott at the National Weather Service. Scott, you may use my box.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Deegan. I don't think I'll need the box right now. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Scott Cordero with the National Weather Service. I'm the meteorologist in charge over there. From now until about sunset is when we're going to receive the bulk of our thunderstorm activity that can produce winds between 45 and 55 miles an hour. Otherwise, generally, winds will be about 20 to 30 miles an hour, and with some higher gusts, particularly around 45 along the intercoastal way, the St. Johns River and near the beaches. It looks like drier air is starting to work in across central Florida, and for Duval County in particular, as the moisture consolidates around Tropical Storm Debbie as it makes its track from the Swanee Valley into southeast Georgia, moisture will be starting to consolidate around that particular area. For southeast Georgia, we still have some concerns, but our concerns are conditions will be diminishing to favorable conditions across here in Duval County starting tomorrow, especially as the day progresses. We're not out of the woods yet for today. We still may have some additional rain banding and maybe some isolated strong storms where it can produce winds of 45 to 55 miles an hour with individual thunderstorms as well as localized flooding. And after sunset today, that convection or thunderstorms should be dissipating. with still some lingering showers and heavy showers around the area. With that said, I'm going to pass it along back here to Mayor Deegan.
Where shall we go next? Nope. Okay, we'll open it to questions then. If anybody has questions, feel free.
Mayor, with any possible winds coming, like this gentleman said and like you said as well, is there any chance that bridges could be shut down at some point?
Well, normally the threshold for bridges is sustained at 40, but obviously that's always a judgment call from police officers if they think that something's happening that causes that to have to happen on a spot basis. But we don't see anything on the horizon that would cause the bridges to be shut down on any sort of long-term basis beyond what might happen in individual instances. So I don't think that's a real concern.
Mayor Deegan, how many people are utilizing the shelters? Are there anywhere near capacity right now?
We've got about a couple hundred overall of the shelters right now. So not at capacity, but they certainly have been used. Okay, all good. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time.
All right, in a nutshell, Scott from the National Weather Service, pretty much in agreement with what Mark has been telling us throughout the course of the day, that between now and sunset, that the potential exists for some heavy rains and some wind here in northeast Florida, and certainly some inclement weather up in southeast Georgia as well. He'll have a full weather forecast for you coming up in just a bit here. The nastiest weather is still to come in southeast Georgia later in the day. There will be periods of rain once again tomorrow. There are some people who are using the evacuation shelters, though Mayor Deegan did not say who. Also advisories to stay out of the flooded areas. The biggest flooding seems to be over in San Marco right now. There are reports of power outages basically in the Big Bend area. 11 million people who live here in Florida, 250,000 people without power. The major utility companies do have people who are staged to get the power on as quickly as possible. Our coverage of what is now Tropical Storm Bonnie continues here online and on air on Channel 4 when we come back. The first of Debbie's impact in our area has been in counties to the west of us in the I-75 corridor. News4Jax reporter Chris Will has been in Lake City since the early morning hours, and he's got the coverage there.
The story of this storm in Lake City has been the ups and downs. We've heard all about how this is going to be a rain event, but the wind effects have been clear here. You can see right over here, this tree has been snapped right at the top there. It is not a small branch by any means. You can see how it kind of sizes up next to me. This branch coming down early this morning, but the rain effects are obvious as well. There are puddles of water like this around the city. Now, this one may not seem that deep, but we've seen a couple cars come through here, and it's a lot deeper than you would expect. So be careful when you're driving through any waters. Take your time and try not to drive through them at all. Now, I want to show you these power lines over here too. Throughout the day, we have seen multiple flashes of light into the sky, a hum, and then lights flickering. Now, as of now, the lights are still on throughout the city, but there is obviously some electrical effects as this storm continues to hit Lake City. Reporting in downtown Lake City, Chris Will, Channel 4, the local station.
And in Duval County, localized flooding has been the biggest problem. News4Jax reporter Amanda DeVoe has that part of the story from San Marco.
San Marco is no stranger to flooding. We are here at LaSalle and San Marco Boulevard, where you can see that cars are slowly trying to make their way through this area. You see that there is this car here, in fact, several cars and trucks trying to get through these floodwaters as best as they can. This place, of course, is completely flooded. This is an area, again, no stranger to the flooding. We've been here all morning. This has been an issue for several people, and one of the areas that JEA is paying close attention to. So with that being said, they are making sure that people know that there are several people, several crews, in fact, 200 crews ready to go if there are any issues. They've responded to several issues so far in this morning, and so this is something that they are going to continue to monitor. So again, this is an area no stranger to flooding. What you're looking at also here is this pump station that the city, along with the company that's working to install it, hopes will help remove some of this excess flooding and pump some of this flooding into the St. Johns River. Of course, that project won't be completed until next year, but this is something that they hope will address issues such as this when we have these severe rain events. So again, this is an issue that we've been following all morning. Several neighborhoods seeing the impacts of this flooding from Debbie. And of course, this is something that our news team here at Channel 4 will continue to follow throughout our newscast. We're here in San Marco. Amanda DeVoe, Channel 4, the local station.
Exact Track 4D, the Weather Authority's secret weapon against severe storms. The most cutting-edge weather technology in Northeast Florida and South Georgia.
So our biggest impact will be from a little later this afternoon until the sun goes down. And the Golden Isles will probably see the largest impact from Debbie.
They're definitely in it for the long haul. North of the St. Mary's River, we're talking about multiple days of rain. It's going to get heavier there this afternoon and into the evening. It's already been heavy in spots. In fact, we are showing you pictures of flooding. Now I'm showing you pictures of the wind and how it's frothed up the ocean. Really nice contrast between the white caps, the white water as surfers call it, and the dark skies of all the moisture-laden dark cumulonimbus out there. You can see those winds are really whipping up the beach. So not a good Shaka day for surfing. Save the boards for tomorrow when the winds go offshore and the currents drop off. It's going to be a much, much better day on Tuesday versus the strong drift there as those southeasterly winds push the water sideways along the beach. Notice how high these winds are gusting right now. Many of us have been dealing with winds over 40 miles per hour, and it's those levels which you get into tropical storm force. And you notice out closer to the circulation center right now, it's not quite as gusty as farther out. And so as the storm winds down, it expands, and all of us are starting to feel those stronger winds here as we have through the early morning hours. In fact, many of us have been dealing with some gusts to around 50 miles per hour or higher, including the airport and even back towards places like Gainesville. Here's steady rain in Baker County, and then it just does not quit all the way past Lake City and Live Oak. Here around the St. Johns County area, notice some breaks, and this was in the forecast for much less rain around St. Augustine, so flooding is not a big concern there. But when we put this into motion, you can see how these feeder bands here have been rotating very quickly to the north. So there'll be periods of on and off rain in our southern areas, punctuated by brief heavy rain. Yet once you get up into Georgia, the rain is going to have a very hard time letting up, and that's why there's some flood concerns for those areas. Right now, there are some spots that are flooding on the rivers out in Stark, out in Bradford County. There's some pockets here where the Santa Fe River is getting high. Even Pottsburg Creek is at action stage, and the forecast for like the Santa Fe River is for it to reach flooding over the next couple of days. So we're going to be watching that as the water will continue to pile up and make for some fast flows on the rivers. Rain is forecast here to be pretty steady throughout the afternoon and into the evening, especially in Georgia. There you see tonight, steady rains into tomorrow afternoon as that circulation center slowly winds down. It'll continue to throw back afternoon storms tomorrow into the area. But this evening, it's mostly stratiform type rains. The threat for tornadoes is until 4 o'clock. With the heating, we might see a few isolated tornadoes and heavy rains then start to work up through the mid-Atlantic by Wednesday. And although the flash flood risk will decrease here in the Jacksonville area, the rain chances will stay quite high through Wednesday and even into Thursday. So back into the heat we go starting Thursday as those scattered showers become a little less frequent and we get back into more of a typical summer pattern. We'll be back right after this.
Positively Jack's St. Johns County teenager is one of this year's recipients of the Tom Coughlin J. Fund Scholarship. Foundation gives scholarships to support people who were or are sick with cancer. Julia Dyer will receive $10,000 to go toward her education. She recently graduated from Bartram Trail High School and will be attending Georgia Southern in just a few short weeks, where she will study nursing.
It was just amazing to find out that they're going to help me get through college, like they helped me get through everything.
At the age of 4, Julia was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia and fought valiantly for 2 years. In 2012, she beat cancer.
I remember being 4 and being little, and I had a little port, and I remember the nurses and the hospital visits. I just never felt alone. Everybody was always there, and we always watched Disney movies.
Tom Coughlin's J Fund helped the Dyer family by taking some of the burden off of them while Julia fought her battle and won. Since 1996, the J Fund has been helping families just like the Dyers. And Julia's now been cancer-free for 12 years, just one of 7 Jacksonville area students to earn the J Fund scholarship this year. Tell you, with all that's going on, great to have some positive news.
Great day to read a book here. Today we're looking at that rain kind of staying put. Tomorrow we'll start to see a few more breaks in there. It's also quite windy, and with those winds out of the southeast, it's causing a lot of erosion along our beaches. There you can see the St. Augustine Pier, and notice how those winds pushing the water sideways. You can see at the base of the bridge there, water nipping at that, causing a pretty good escarpment. So that's another factor. Tomorrow, if you do go out to the beach, or even today, if you're a little courageous, watch out for the drop-offs, because those drops now are going to cause a lot of shells to maybe be exposed, maybe a few shark's teeth here and there. But tomorrow will be a better day for the beach, especially earlier in the day versus the afternoon.
All right, here's bottom line. Stay safe out there.
See why every day more people are choosing News 4 Jax, Northeast Florida and South Georgia's #1 source for local news.
Support for First Coast Connect is provided in part by Baptist Health.
Good morning. I'm Ann Schindler, and this is First Coast Connect. Today, as Hurricane Debbie makes landfall in the Big Bend, the First Coast braces for days of heavy rain. Later in the program, staying safe and healthy during the storm. Our own Dr. Joe Servin makes his monthly house call and takes your questions on any medical topic. But first, let's check in with Megan Borowski. She's interim director and chief meteorologist for the Florida Public Radio and Emergency Network. Good morning, Megan. Thanks for being here.
No problem at all. Good morning.
So what do we know now that the storm has come ashore? What happens now?
Well, we're going to continue to closely monitor it. For the First Coast area, we will continue to see heavy rainfall occurring over the next several hours, even into the afternoon and evening hours, as these bands wrap from west to east across our area. 3-inch an hour rainfall rates aren't out of the realm of possibility, especially for the I-10 corridor immediately west of Jacksonville. Also, tropical storm force wind gusts will likely continue throughout the day. We've already gotten reports of that, and that should continue. And so flooding is going to be a big concern. And with those tropical storm force wind gusts, we'll likely see down trees and power lines, probably power outages starting to mount as we get into the late morning and early afternoon hours.
And is that when you're expecting to see the heaviest impacts in the late morning and early afternoon?
Yeah, as the core of this system continues to move inland, we'll start to see those strong impacts move out of the Live Oak and Lake City area and closer to the Jacksonville metro area. But even right now, I mean, we do have some heavy bands on the periphery of your area moving into Lottie and Middleburg, even into Green Cove Springs. We have some stronger bands. So that's going to continue as the day wears on. And really, the risk isn't going to diminish until this evening into the overnight. We will have those outer bands, a threat of those as well. I also want to note that we do have a risk for tornadoes. Right now, we're seeing most of our tornado warnings along the I-4 corridor. However, that risk is going to continue as far north as I-10, Alachua County, farther west of your area, but Duval, Nassau counties as well, as we get into the afternoon hours and those bands quickly race from southwest to northeast.
And how about our listeners in southeast Georgia? We, of course, have a signal that goes up there. What are they looking at?
Right. So we already have heavy rain, even as far north as Hinesville right now. Very strong rain rates being reflected just to the southwest of Savannah. So the conditions are going to deteriorate and continue to worsen over South Georgia as well. Good news is we are expecting Debbie to weaken into a tropical storm, but still with those tropical storm force gusts and those heavy, unrelenting rain rates, we'll likely see power outages as an issue. And then also along the coastline, storm surge as we get winds from the southeast onto the coast of Georgia. Flooding will become a concern. Storm surge flooding plus freshwater flooding.
I was going to ask you about that. I know that on the West Coast, this was very much a coastal flooding event. But here with the heavy rainfall, are we expecting to see primarily a coastal flooding event or more of like a riverine tributary flooding event?
So it's all contingent on where you are relative to the center of the storm, because winds rotate counterclockwise around the center of low pressure. So Savannah, Brunswick, you're all going to have winds from the southeast to the northwest as Debbie's core remains to the west of your region. Not as concerned for Jacksonville and the First Coast because winds should not be directly onshore. So thankfully, we don't have too much of the storm surge issue there. So freshwater flooding, the bigger concern for Nassau and Duval counties. But farther north for South Georgia, we do have a component of the winds onshore. So storm surge flooding plus the rainfall flooding. The onshore winds will prevent rivers from draining into the water. So that's going to make flooding, the risk for catastrophic flash flooding, it's going to mount as the day wears on. We're looking at that threat as well for the low country of South Carolina.
And then I know you've got a lot going on today, Megan, and we appreciate your time. Just finally, how fast is this storm moving right now?
Right now, north-northeast at about 10 miles an hour, which, we've seen slower, but that certainly is not fast. And that is one of the reasons why we have such a risk for flash flooding, is because we have these heavy rain rates moving relatively slowly and producing, 3-inch-an-hour rain rates for several hours. That is a problem. And that's why we have that flash flood risk.
Well, Megan Borowski, she's interim director and chief meteorologist for the Florida Public Radio Emergency Network. Megan, thank you so much for the work you're doing for us today.
Absolutely.
So we're going to turn now to our own Dr. Joe Servin. He's in-house making his monthly house call. We're going to be talking about a variety of things, medical headlines, and taking your questions. He will answer questions really on any topic that you have. So give us a call at 904-549-2937. Dr. Joe, before we pop into this, remind people, Jacksonville City Government is closed today. Duval County Public Schools are closed today. Catherine Abbey, Hanna Park, and Huguenot Memorial Park, the libraries are all closed. Early voting's been pushed back to Wednesday. So if you have plans today, make sure that you check to see if, the facility is even open, and you are advised to stay off the roads. Dr. Joe, nice to see you.
It is always good to see you, Ann, even on this rainy day.
I know. I was like, this is a really challenging day to make a house call. So
exactly.
Thanks for being here.
It's good to be here.
So Dr. Joe, of course, is host of the WJCT program on Saturdays. What what's health got to do with it? And he joins us monthly. Let's start because we're talking about storms. There are some practical considerations for people from a health standpoint when we're moving into a serious storm.
Yeah, I'll start off. The simplest one is what you just said: stay home. What a perfect day to kind of stay home. But if you have to go out, the main thing is, from a health perspective, is make sure you have everything on hand while things are open. Make sure you have prescriptions, extra prescriptions. You got the over-the-counter stuff. Do you have a first aid kit? Those type of things are important. Check to make sure if you have a medical appointment that they're still open today. I know a lot of people are, but if they're not, don't venture out unless you have to.
My dentist canceled today.
So that's just check those things out so you're not on the road for no reason and find yourself in that regard, and reschedule as it comes through. But the main thing is it's about prevention, being safe, making sure you have your meds. If there was a concern about electrical power going out, make sure that you have either maybe like a generator or a portable one. If even for a small refrigerator, if you're on medications that need refrigeration, like insulin or some other medication like that, or you have a device like CPAP or some other type of thing that requires electricity, this is the moment to just make sure that you got all that.
And this is obviously going to be a flood event, probably more than a wind event for our region. And those waters can be hazardous on their own. I mean, obviously you want to stay out of them if you're driving, but what if you're wading around in them and you're trying to, deal with some flooding that's happening in your backyard?
Yeah, one of the things is that two things that can happen. Number one, you have to watch for hazards that are within those waters, if you will. Sometimes they are not. They may seem, oh, well, it's just something that came down from the rain, but there could be mixed with other toxins and things of that sort. So just have some sort of protection, if you will. Don't go barefoot or something along those lines. I think that's kind of self-evident. And try to stay dry where you can. My simple suggestion is if you don't have to go in there, please just get out to somewhere that's as safe and dry as you can.
So I want to shift now to talk about some of the medical headlines that you've been sharing with us. One of which is just COVID seems to be really prevalent right now. I feel like I know so many people that have had it recently. It really seems to be going around. What do we know about the current status of COVID?
COVID is having a summer surge. It started out in the West Coast, but it is now made its way across the entire country.
Like many trends starting in the West Coast.
It started out with California was awash. Now Florida has risen to have some of the highest rates as well. We don't know what we used to know because they don't have all this reporting with mandatory testing and things of that sort, because those days are long gone. But what we are seeing from wastewater, which is how they figure out positivity rates, it's very high. The positive test rates are, what I saw quoted from as of recent as yesterday, we're up to 12%. One may remember that's huge if that's the positive testing rate. The good news, if there's some good news to be found, is that the hospitals aren't being overwhelmed. The severe illness version of COVID does not seem to be occurring, but that doesn't mean that everyone is going to have that same fate. There's a different variant. There's a group of variants called FLIRT. Love the name. It's actually an acronym for the mutations on how it attacks and attaches to you. Those are the prominent type, and it produces symptoms that look like a common cold, but with more punch, more tiredness, even gastrointestinal things like diarrhea and stomach upset is also a kind of a new thing that a lot of people haven't seen before.
So people who are interested in preventative measures and maybe getting a booster, how long does it take for those to take effect?
Yeah, like if you get a booster, it'll take a couple of weeks at a minimum after that booster. But as a preventative, there are other simpler things that are faster. Masking still works. Using hand sanitizer is still a good idea. Those type of approaches they worked during the height of the pandemic. They can work now. The other thing is, remember that if you have a fever, stay home. Don't get other people sick. It's about 24 hours that they ask people to be away from others for during the fever until the fever subsides.
And that's sort of the best indicator is a fever.
Fever is one of the indicator. But if you're feeling sick and all, wear a mask. Think of others in that regard. Stay home if you can. You're going to have to check with your employer because all those rules have changed since the height of the pandemic. But that's very important to keep in mind.
Sure, especially with school just starting in Florida.
Absolutely.
One headline that you drew our attention to this week is really interesting. It has to do with pre-doctor diagnoses. Explain to us what that is and how that's impacting doctors and patients.
So now that everyone is on the electronic medical record, what happens is that patients, you and I, as you get a test, let's say a blood test or an x-ray or whatever test that is, those results, they're fed into that system like in real time almost. And as a result, if you, the patient, log in, you'll see a result that potentially your doctor or other healthcare provider has not seen. You are actually seeing it before they do. Problem is that when they see that, and let's say it's an abnormal result, you can go into panic. Let's say that they actually pick up, just to bring it out, a possibility of a tumor or something along those lines. You want to know right then and there what the plan is, but you may know before the doctor does. This is one of the side effects, maybe not positive side effects, of electronic medical records and the patient portal. That's where you go in and you're able to see those results. And that can lead to concerns. It's an unintended consequence.
And this is really something driven by legislation requiring transparency for patients to be able to see this stuff. And to be fair, even a positive diagnosis sometimes reads in a way that if you don't have the language and you don't have the training, actually sounds rather scary. It could be completely benign.
Exactly. And I don't fault anyone for reacting the same way. When I don't know and I see something along those lines, I'm like, oh my goodness, and no one's called me. The thing is that the system, the healthcare system, sometimes does, the doctor, the healthcare provider, the nurse, they're not on that portal 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that result can come in there. And this is where we need like the healthcare team to help us out, or a different process. But yeah, it's something that I hear, I live through, and I always feel bad because then I'm trying to kind of
because you're getting
catch
calls
up
from patients.
You go, why didn't you tell me about that? Well, I didn't see it. I didn't see it because it came up. You saw it before I did. And then you're trying to kind of backtrack and find out the plan. This is something that has to be fixed on the healthcare system side, whether by healthcare team, or a simple fix would be don't publish it just until at least the healthcare provider, someone on the team has seen it.
Yeah, that makes sense. We're talking to Dr. Joe Servin. He's host of the WJCT show, What's Health Got to Do with It, every Saturday. And he joins us once a month to answer your healthcare questions. You are welcome to send them in on any topic. You can reach us at 904-549-2937, or you can email firstcoastconnect@wjct.org. You can also message us on social media, and you can remain anonymous if you choose. I want to talk about this breast cancer study that recently came out because you've noted it's maybe more complicated than the headline. But basically the headline was it's not necessarily safer or maybe doesn't make any difference if you have a double mastectomy, if you've been diagnosed with breast cancer, that the outcomes are basically the same over 20 years for women who did not.
Yeah, this was a fascinating one, but this is one that I would say has so much nuance to it that I wouldn't be running to take that headline with a whole change in the approach. This is a 20-year outcome, looking at survival rates of 20 years after breast cancer diagnosis. And what was found is that women who had either they looked at bilateral mastectomies as a preventative. The women who had those had the same 20-year survival rate as those who had one-sided lumpectomy or mastectomy. The big caveat to this study, and this is why I said I would hold off on any big change, is they didn't include women who had the BRCA1 gene, nor did they ask or include data about whether they were on hormone replacements, estrogens and progesterone, which can have a huge consequence here. So what I take out of this study, if I had to look at, is number one, women who have had mastectomy or lumpectomy on one side, they should feel this should actually make you feel better because it means it works for 20-year survival rates. For women about the bilateral, I would talk to your own physician and see what the risks are, especially if you have a genetic risk or if you're on hormone replacement therapy. Listen and work with your oncologic team before making any huge changes. Just so much nuance in this study.
There has been, I believe, studies in the past that looked at women who receive breast cancer diagnoses, sometimes using or being inclined to use the most aggressive, tactics to respond, whether that's a voluntary dual mastectomy or even, chemo and radiation beyond what an oncologist might suggest.
Yeah, and I think for some women, it may be that for some women that is not a wrong decision at all. They may be at such a high risk that that's the case. What this study just really kind of just told us is that I think for women who have low risk for other bilateral breast cancers and things of that sort, that it does not necessarily mean that when they detect one cancer on one breast, that treatment can be sufficient if you're low risk. They just have to stratify that risk, and that's why you really have to be working with your team.
And I think to be said that women who do have more aggressive treatment sometimes do so to relieve anxiety, right?
Exactly. And that's a real thing. That's why I said this is one of those that as I kind of delve deep into it, I would kind of take a pause for a moment.
I want to move on to a topic that I thought was really interesting that you flagged for us about taxes and health outcomes, which basically concluded to some extent taxes can have a health benefit. Explain that.
So this one was a study in the United Kingdom, and they put a tax on sugar, like sugary products. And does it alter consumption when you tax products that have this extra sugar? And lo and behold, if you charge more money for products with sugary, they found that sugar consumption of those products went down. The idea being this is a public health issue, that would be safer and healthier. That part doesn't surprise me. That immediately also then gets us into well, would that work in the United States with a very different approach? I still remember the days of Sarah Palin and her battles with Bloomberg in New York City when they tried to do the big gulp,
the sodas,
the sodas, and it became an issue of your choice, your freedoms. The reality is that there have been taxes for things like sugary sodas in the U.S. that are city directed, Philadelphia, Oakland, things that sort, and they do actually show that they work. Of course, the other side is that the libertarians in us and independents, they may say, well, that's my choice. But yeah, those taxes do work, which is no surprise.
Is there believed to be a connection between those taxes on things like cigarettes and the rate at which they've declined? They seem to have lost a great deal of favor.
I think that's one of the ways they handle that. This is a policy positive in the sense of on a public health front that yes, if you make something more expensive, that is going to be less likely that you're inclined to use it. But again, it does get into the issue of independence and choice.
Yeah. Another subject that I would like to get to briefly is the issue of amphetamines in Syria and in the Middle East as something that has become a drug that people are increasingly dependent upon.
This is a fascinating story. So the drug is called Captagon. This was in reporting both by the BBC, Forbes, and the Washington Post. And what they had found is that the Syrian government actually have these state-sponsored factories producing this drug called Captagon. Captagon is a stimulant. It breaks down into amphetamine and another drug called theophylline. What it does is that it really makes you like a little more high, if you will. They even say almost with more courage because it's almost has like that low level of what happens when you take a stimulant, which is you just feel you're going to power through something. uh, they have a huge problem in the Middle East on this because they have a country who is actually keeping the Assad government in power through the money, and they have this whole group of people that are captive with it, and they're addicted or captive to that drug, and it has become an issue out there. We haven't heard that in the U.S. so much, but that's doesn't take too much time before one starts to see those things translate over here.
And they said Syria is not quite a narco state, but there is a little bit of a connection there. What was interesting to me too is there are countries there where alcohol is either banned outright or very much prescribed for young people. And so you're seeing young people in Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates become dependent on this drug as kind of an alternative.
It's crazy because again, it's a stimulant. It is not it like stimulants the same family as like cocaine's a stimulant, things of that sort. And these are not healthy items, but it can keep you awake and definitely cloud your judgment in that direction. It is one that I would just I would feel very nervous about as it came over whether how its addiction potential and things that sort. We know that it, like any of those, there's always some sort of addiction potential, but it is unusual to have it sponsored by a government.
Yeah. And this, in some cases, is even being used almost to fuel aggression.
Yes.
ISIS has been using it almost a kind of a terrorist tool because it sparks, as you say, this invincibility, this sense of, aggression and courage.
I'll give you even a historical perspective. It's not too different from the time of World War II during Nazi Germany. There used to be a drug that Goering, who was the military director, who had many of the citizens and soldiers take called Permethrin, which was a form of amphetamine that they would take so that they would work these long, endless fights and campaigns and get everyone, and they had a whole population in that way. This is starting to sound somewhat similar.
Well, Dr. Joe Servin, it is so nice to have you join us every month. We appreciate it. We'll probably be checking in with you throughout this storm just to get some health tips. But thanks so much for being here today.
Always a pleasure, Ann.
Up next, we're going to continue our primary election coverage with District 5 Duval County School Board candidate Hank Rogers. Welcome back. Our conversations with local candidates continues now with Duval County School Board District 5 candidate Hank Rogers. Good morning, Hank.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. So District 5 serves Springfield. It serves the East Side, Riverside, Murray Hill, Avondale, San Marco, and Paxson. It is a wide-ranging district with wide-ranging needs. How do you describe District 5 to other people, and why do you want to represent it?
Well, District 5 is probably the most diverse district of all the districts in Duval County. And I would be honored to serve as the next representative for District 5 because over the last 25 years, I have done nothing but do the work and show up. And so I have worked with our students, I have worked with our administrators, I have worked with the school districts to really help push the issues that's most important to the constituents of District 5. And so I will continue to do what I have always done, and that's ensure every student receive a high-quality education in which they deserve.
So what are the issues, given that we're talking about a really diverse district?
Correct. So it varies. And the top issue of the day, of course, is school closures. And in District 5, we have many schools that are unfortunately on the chopping block, right? When you look at Fishware, when you look at John Stockton, when you look at Ortega, many of those schools, unfortunately, are on the list. And
Yeah,
so,
we've got a list here that shows Biltmore, Carver Elementary, Samuel Hull Elementary, Hyde Grove Early Learning Center, Hidden Oaks Elementary, Thomas Jefferson Elementary, Annie Morgan Elementary, Rufus Payne, Pinedale, Reynolds Lane. Now, we should say that those are on a proposed list.
It's proposed.
Yeah.
Right. So it's definitely a proposed list. But as I have traveled, it has been consistent, regardless of what side of town in District 5. And that's this. They want to keep their neighborhood schools open. And we have to fight for that. And that's what I'll fight for. Do Duval County Public Schools have some challenges based on budgets? And me having served on the half-cent sales tax as the chair, I see the challenges that Duval County schools face. But at the end of the day, we have to figure out a way in which we are going to keep those schools open. When you take a look at Fishware Elementary, amazing art program there at Fishware Elementary. If you take a look at John Stockton, the Gates program, we have amazing programs in all of our schools. We have to figure out a way, how do we market those schools better as charter schools and private schools are doing, because they do an aggressive job in marketing their schools. We have to do the same thing in Duval County Public Schools. Of course, gone are the days where the neighborhood schools are your number one choice because there's competition. And so at this current time, we have to market our schools better. And I'll work with the superintendent and our board to ensure that we do that. I believe that if we do that, we'll win our families back, we'll win our students back into Duval County Public Schools.
We're talking to Hank Rogers. He can take your calls and questions. He's running for the District 5 Duval County School Board race, which could be decided August 20th at the primary. You can reach us at 904-549-2937, or you can email us at firstcoastconnect@wjct.org. What do you think is the story of Duval County schools that you would try to tell better in terms of competing with private schools or charter schools?
Well, Duval County Public Schools have a plethora of options in our buildings, and I'm proud of what we offer. If you go to, if it's AP programs, early college, dual enrollment, the arts, medical, you name it, we have it in our schools. We just have to do a better job of telling what's in the building. People just don't know what's inside. And so we have to do a much better job of really telling the story of what's happening behind the walls. And if we do a better job of doing that, I think, again, we're going to win our families back. We're not doing a good job of telling the stories. So if I say all the time, if a parent wants their child in the arts, well, we know that they can go to Lavella, Douglas, Anderson, Fort Caroline. If they want them in the medical magnet, we know they can go to Darnell Cookman. We know that they can go to Venetia, which is the elementary school. So we have to do a better job of letting our families know what's in the building, and so that they can make an informed choice.
So, Hank Rogers, you are running for the seat that is currently held by Warren Jones, and he's term limited. You're running against Reggie Blunt, who appeared on this program July 17th, and Nishan Nix, who appeared on the program on July 25th. Those interviews are at the First Coast Connect website. How do you differentiate yourself from the other two candidates in this race?
It's clear. It's a clear choice. At the end of the day, I have been laser focused since I've been in Jacksonville over 25 years on one goal, and that's to ensure that we do right by children. I have been doing this work for a very long time. I ran 8 years ago for this very same seat against the incumbent Warren Jones. It was an open seat then, and I have not veered away from the goal and my passion of serving kids and their families. I have not run for any other position as they have. These same issues have come up that we talk about for years under Dr. Vitti. We had these same issues.
Former superintendent.
Former superintendent, Dr. Nikolai Vitti. They were not at the table. I have always been at the table. And so what distinguished me is I have been laser focused on one goal, and that's to help move our school district forward, help increase the graduation rate, help ensure that our students move on to post-secondary career choices. I have worked collaboratively with Warren Jones, who I'm honored to have his support, and others, Dr. Green, former superintendent, and many others, because they have seen me in action, and I continue to do what's best for our children.
So you mentioned you did run for this seat in 2016. Tell us a little bit about yourself personally. You work currently for Amistar Foundation, but what's your background?
Sure. So came to Jacksonville, again, over 25 years ago to attend the University of North Florida, where I was honored to serve as the student body president. Also served as a student body trustee member there. Upon graduating with a bachelor's degree in public administration, I transitioned to the Florida House of Representatives, working with many of our lawmakers. Senate Bill 6 was the defining moment for me in Tallahassee. Senate Bill 6 took away teacher tenure in the state of Florida. And a lot of teachers union came to Tallahassee advocating and lobbying for that particular bill. And the teachers union challenged me at that time and said to me, Hank, you don't understand. You don't understand what we're facing on the ground level. And they challenged me to go in this classroom for 2 months and sub. And so that's what I did. I became a substitute teacher. After those 2 months ended, they came back to me and said, you still don't understand. You don't understand when students are taking tests and they're bubbling in anything. You don't get it. And so that 2 months turned into 2.5 years of me subbing and advocating for our students. And then I got a call from Betty Seabrook Burney, who was starting the Amistar Foundation.
Betty Burney, who's also a former school board member.
Absolutely. And so with my numerous numbers of advocacy, she called me and said, hey, I'm starting a foundation. Would you join me in this work? I agreed for 1 year. I have been with the Amistar Foundation for 13 years. And now I'm honored to serve as the Chief Operations Officer of our foundation.
Some of the issues that we again and again are asking these candidates have to do with culture issues that have become predominant in a lot of ways at school board meetings. Things like removing books from bookshelves, diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and education around that topic. What is your position on either of those issues?
I'm against it. I'm against banning of books. I was in a bookstore. Actually, Representative Angie Nixon just opened up an amazing bookstore there on the north side. And I witnessed
Angie Nixon.
State Representative Angie Nixon. And I was in the bookstore, and a local teacher came to deliver and donate books that she can no longer have in the classroom. That should not be the case. And so I'm against that. As it relates to DEI, we have some amazing programs in Duval County Public Schools. I will list one that bothers me. Duval County Public School, with a partnership with JPEF, the Jacksonville Public Education Fund, created the UNOS and the ONES program project to get more African American males and Hispanic males into our classrooms. And because of
as teachers,
the goal is to have 1,000 of them by 2025. And because of the laws and because of what's taking place in Tallahassee, that program, unfortunately, is being eliminated or have to go away. That should not be the case. Our students should see individuals that look like them in our classrooms. And I saw individuals who look like me in the classroom, and they should have that same opportunity. And so I'm against uh, eliminating DEI programs, not just in our local public schools, but we're seeing the same thing in our universities as well. And so that does concern me.
We're talking to Hank Rogers. He is the District 5 school board candidate for Duval County Public Schools. That election is coming up in just a few weeks.
It is.
August 20th. If you have questions for him, you can reach us on air at 904-549-2937, or you can email us at firstcoastconnect@wjct.org. In terms of being at those meetings, that's part of the job. It's a big part of the job. And they are often contentious around these very issues. How do you manage disputes, and how do you think you would work with people who have very different views than you on the school board?
For me, is what I have always done, and that's collaborate, compromise, and sit at the table and build relationships and get to understand all sides of the issue to make an informed decision. And so that's what I'll do. I'll turn around, and we may not always agree on an issue, but I'm going to hear you out. I'm going to hear your opinion.
Station on TV, on the go, and online at news4jax.com for new developments on this breaking news alert.
What it's about. And I tell people all the time, at the end of the day, for me, is about making sure that we're doing right by children. We're laser focused and putting them at the forefront. And that's what I'll do. I'll make sure that our conversations and what we do is putting our children at the forefront. And I think if we do that, we can move this district forward.
There's some issues, though, particularly on DEI type initiatives, that there doesn't seem like there's a great deal of room for compromise. How do you find that middle ground if you're talking to someone that says we're not going to be teaching those programs in the classroom, or, for instance, we're going to be teaching a modified curriculum around African American history, to ensure that people who are in the classroom don't feel uncomfortable when they hear that history? What is the middle ground that you would be comfortable with if you're talking to people who have those different views?
Well, again, my take on that and my position on that would be very clear. Is really understanding there are certain things that I won't, and I'll be honest, I won't compromise on. We have to teach true and accurate history. We have to. That's fair to our students. We should not eliminate that. And I hope the other side would agree with that. We have done that for years and centuries. Now, because some individuals and some groups feel a certain type of way, they want to eliminate that. But we have to come to the table and make sure that certain things, and that's a non-negotiable for me. So with non-negotiables, while I'm willing to compromise with some things, I'm not willing to move the needle on, and I hope the other side would see that as well. It has benefited our students over the last, I don't know how many years.
Counseling is also an issue that you've raised in your platform, something that you want to focus on, and it is also an issue that has become divisive. There are activists who believe that the role of a counselor should be limited or constrained in some ways if that information is not being shared with an adult, and are working to pull back on what's available because of those concerns that parents are not being included in those conversations about their child's mental health. Where do you stand on that issue?
So I'm assuming you're talking about my mental health support, expanding mental health support, and I'm a big believer in mental health in our schools. I always say we have to deal with their mental in order for us to teach them. Our students are coming to school with many issues, and we have to address those issues. But in addressing those issues, we have to be about the business as well, and making sure that we have wraparound services, not just for our students, but for the families. There's trauma that take place. And so as I used to tell my students all the time, what you share with me will be between us until it gets to a point where it's harmful to you. Then I have no other choice but to share that with the experts to make sure that you're not harming yourself and you're not harming others. But I do support mental health services for our students because they need them. And we have great programs in our schools right now that do the work. Child Guidance Center is in our buildings, and they do amazing work working with our students who have mental health challenges and issues, and they get to go to them. We have to expand those services across the board in Duval County Public Schools.
What about the issue of ministry counseling in schools? That's something that has been approved and can be
Chaplains in schools.
expanded. Right. But people that perhaps are of a certain faith providing that service as opposed to somebody who is just a straight up mental health counselor. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I reviewed the bill, the chaplain bill, and I'm one of those individuals who truly believe that we should be separated, church and state, right? There should be a separation between church and state. And we should not be forcing religion on anyone. And so I have some concerns with how that's going to be rolled out. It is a new bill, it is a new law, so I don't know how each district will roll it out. But I look forward to really understanding that. But I want to be clear that we should have a separation of church and state, and we should not be forcing any religion on anyone. I remember the conversation when this bill first came up, where there was individuals who said, "Hey, they're a part of Satan or whatever that this group is, and they want to be a part and enter into our public schools. So do we deny them but accept others? We have to be fair, and so I have some concerns, and we have to take a look at how that's going to be implemented in our school district and across the state of Florida.
You've participated in a number of debates so far with your colleagues.
I have.
Are there any ones coming up still, or are they done?
I believe that we are all done. We are all done. The last one was held on Friday at the AME Church on Melson Avenue, and so I don't think we have any more going on between now and August the 20th.
And we know, of course, early voting was supposed to start today. It's
It
been
was.
pushed back to Wednesday.
It was supposed to start today, and because of Hurricane Debbie, we are now looking at August the 7th, early voting from 10 to 6. So we look forward to everybody going out and voting.
And we should say we did just receive word that the city of Jacksonville and its partners will hold a press briefing to inform the public about preparations for and its response to Hurricane Debbie. So that is coming up as well. And hopefully early voting starts apace on Wednesday.
Absolutely. We hope it is back on track on Wednesday and individuals get out and vote. But it's a very critical election, and thank you all for covering these school board races, because it's going to change. We have 4 seats up: District 1, District 3, District 5, and District 7.
4 of 7.
And it's going to change.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It's literally going to change how Duval County Public Schools look over the next several years, depending on who serves.
Hank Rogers, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Stick around. We'll be back with 3 women who are paddling for recovery and health. Welcome back. Dragon boat racing. If you've never heard of it, dragon boat racing involves a boat that's 40 feet long, powered by 20 paddlers, one drummer, and a steer. And I'm joined now by three people who are part of First Coast Dragons. It is a pleasure to have you here. Sarah Davis, breast cancer survivor and First Coast Dragon.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. Andrea Zuberka, survivor of cancer and also a member of First Coast Dragons.
Yes, thank you.
And Becca Allenduff, founder of Get Outdoors Fitness and coach of the Dragons. Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
So we mentioned cancer. What's the connection, Sarah?
Well, so the connection between the breast cancer community and dragon boating goes back to about 95, 96. There was this doctor of sports medicine up in Canada, I believe, maybe in Ontario. And he had this theory at the time that breast cancer survivors, especially those who'd had lymph node removal as part of their treatment, would benefit from some types of low impact exercise, which was contrary to the sort of prevailing belief at the time that breast cancer survivors needed to not use their upper body at all to reduce the risk of lymphedema. So he kind of searched far and wide for a sport that would sort of fit the bill for what breast cancer survivors could do, found dragon boating, and formed a team that was called A Breast in a Boat. And none of those original team members eventually developed lymphedema, and that sort of spurred this movement in the breast cancer community to have dragon boating.
Remind us what lymphedema is for people who've not experienced it or don't know someone who's experienced it.
Yeah, so when survivors have lymph nodes removed, one of the major functions of your lymph nodes is to sort of move that lymphatic fluid out of your extremities to sort of like cleanse the body. And when you have those removed, it can disrupt that process. And so people with lymphedema end up with swelling in usually the arm that has had lymph nodes removed. And it's typically not something that you can cure. So once you've developed lymphedema, you have lymphedema. And it can be uncomfortable. It can restrict range of motion, have all kinds of negative consequences. So it is something that we want to avoid.
Andrea, you are a survivor of cancer, not specifically breast cancer, but how did you come to the dragon boat community?
Physical activity, like Sarah said, just staying mobile after treatment. I do suffer from lymphedema, so that is something that hits very close to home for me. I actually rode last year with a different crew, and I just needed something physical to stay healthy, to stay out of my own head, basically, because it can get pretty dark up in there. So I actually don't live far from the marina where the dragon boat team is, and I happened upon them one day, and I was like, you know what, I think this is definitely a better fit, being around people that also understand the complexity of what we go through even after treatment. So it's definitely been a blessing for me, for sure.
So it's a physical outlet, which is what drew you to it, but it ends up being a little bit of a support community as well.
Absolutely. It's a lot more emotional than I thought it was going to be.
Wow.
So.
And it's been helpful?
Absolutely. Like I wake up every day. It's like, okay, what am I going to do? You know, sitting in my living room, practicing my paddling strokes, because I have to remove, old muscle memory from a different club and retain this memory of what we do differently now. It's the same, but it's different.
So, Becca, you coach this team. I think of people I knew that did crew, for instance, in college, and just thinking of what a brutal training regimen that was and the extreme fitness required. How do you get people in, particularly if they're coming to you post-surgery or trying to, get back into some sort of physical exercise? How difficult is it?
It's actually not as difficult as it would sound because our sport is very low impact. So that's one of the first key factors. And also we work a lot on mobility. We start off with basic technique work, which is not that physically demanding. We progress very slowly, but it's amazing what the survivors can do. And it's really exciting to see them realize their own physical strength, especially after they've been ravaged by the treatments that you need to do for cancer.
And so how often do you practice and what is the element of actually competing in this?
So right now, First Coast Dragons is also a part of another club called Duval Dragons. So they get the opportunity to practice 3 times a week, which is really good. And as far as competing goes, we have competitions almost monthly, sometimes every other month. But they race 500 meters, which is about 2.5 minutes on the water. It doesn't sound that demanding, but it's a lot more demanding. It's a long 2.5 minutes.
And we should say just briefly, you won a very prestigious award. Can you just tell us briefly about it?
Yes, I recently won the TK Spirit Award. TK was a force of nature in the dragon boat community and the paddling community at large. She did a lot to further the sport. She did a lot for survivors. And I was surprised and really honored to receive that award or even be mentioned in the same sentence as TK.
Well, congratulations, Becca Allenduff, Robin Carr, and Drea Zuberka. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's our program. We encourage your feedback and suggestions. You can send either to First Coast Connect at wjct.org. And if you missed anything, you can catch our rebroadcast at 8 o'clock tonight. Join us tomorrow when we talk to the man restoring 24 1920s era historic bungalows in a historic Black Jacksonville neighborhood. I'm Ann Schindler. You've been listening to First Coast Connect on WJCT News 89.9.
Support for First Coast Connect is provided by Baptist Health and the North Florida TPO.
You're watching News 4 Jax Plus. The news is next.
receiving quite a lot of rain.
Historical flooding in some spots, right?
Yeah, definitely. So the track, when we talk about this track, this is like kind of something that you usually. Is there
lights between you?
Oh, there's lights.
Oh, really?
Oh, look at this.
Oh, we learn something new every day. This is great.
So, who cares about the lighting? So, this track takes it back out into the Atlantic, but I don't think it's ever going to regenerate into a hurricane.
No.
Just a tropical
I think
storm.
we talked about this. I think with the cone, the skinnier the cone, the faster it would move through. But the cone widens out so much over like Savannah, Charleston, and the
Right.
Carolinas. There's real concern there for some immense flooding because, once that cone widens out that way, we're certainly going to see our fair share of rain, no doubt. We've seen flooded roadways and whatnot, but it worries me for them because it's such a slow mover.
Yeah, a real slow mover, and since the winds move counterclockwise, just envision that little circle there around Savannah. That's all onshore wind, so it's almost like it's piling up all the moisture from the Atlantic into Georgia, and that includes some of our viewers in and around coastal Georgia, where you could see quite a lot of rain. These are current as of 1:32 here. Some wind gusts, 33 miles per hour. Still 43 mile per hour tropical storm gusts down in Tampa.
In Tampa.
Yeah.
These gusts, they've been intense at times, and not just for our area, but still that way in Tampa.
Yeah. So the hurricane came ashore in Dixie County near Steinhatchee, and very close to Keaton Beach, where Idalia came ashore, and that was late August in 2023. So
that came ashore as a Cat 3.
A Cat 3, yep.
And this one was a Cat 1.
Yep.
And so it didn't pack anywhere near the punch, but it was enough to really, bring the rain.
And so we're looking at rain totals. There's some missing data for Brunswick, St. Mary's, and Palatka, but you get the gist that the rain amounts have not been as high in St. John's or Flagler County, and that's par for the forecast. So the rain forecast is for like 3 to 6 inches of rain in Duval County. You can already see west of Jacksonville, they're getting that 3-inch mark, and we'll see that 3 to 6 inch rainfall that has happened out towards Lake City and McClenny. That's going to be shifting our way tonight and through the day tomorrow. So that's when we'll probably get those type of rain amounts. Now, for those of you in Georgia, you're already have gotten 3 inches there in Waycross, and so today we have many, many more hours. So when we go through midnight, we're going to double the amount of rain that has already fallen in your area in Pierce County. So heavy rain on the way in that dark shade of purple. And that is just for today. Kate, we're going to see more rain tomorrow.
Can you imagine?
Too.
We are. We get emails from you guys a lot, which you love to see it, and you ask, okay, is this going to turn out of here today? Are we going to be done? No, not with the rain, no.
Yeah, definitely. Our southern areas are going to see intermittent showers, and it's not going to be as steady as what we're going to get from Jacksonville and points northward. This is so this red shows upward vertical velocity. So we always think of the rain coming down, but in order to get the rain coming down, you need something to create lift, and that's the vertical velocity. When the air is rising faster, you can get heavier rains, especially in a very humid environment. They did a balloon launch, and it had 2.8 inches of precipitable water. That's really, really high.
That's really high.
That's something you'd only see in a tropical storm that could carry up so much moisture from the lower latitude. So let's take this forward. There you see the reds shifting in from Jacksonville to St. Mary's, so that's where we could have heavy rain.
Well, it's telling too, because I think that goes into tonight. So the problem becomes when the sun goes down and you can't see, it's already dangerous to drive in some spots. I would really not risk it. I really wouldn't risk it.
Not tonight. Tonight's a good day to watch some Olympics, read a book, and do some knitting.
I was going to say DoorDash, but then someone has to drive, you know, so it's like, no, just cook.
And then tomorrow we'll see a second round of afternoon showers and storms starting to move back in. Now tomorrow we might actually start out much, much drier here in Jacksonville, but then the afternoon turns wet as that rain rounds the backside of Debbie. So that rain starts to increase tomorrow afternoon and the evening. So Tuesday's still
a ways to go.
Yeah. Another day of like 100% chance of rain here in our area. And then as we head into a Wednesday, we're looking at still some pretty good pockets coming through starting Wednesday morning in coastal Georgia, and notice how it dives southward through the evening. So putting it all together, it looks like pretty wet weather here the next several days.
And then we've got to remember still those summer pattern showers that are going to come in. We're not going to have a lot of time to dry out.
And we'll start to see that typical summer storm pattern on Thursday. But this is the view outside right now at the beaches, where we're at the lower tide of the day. So we had the high tide this morning at 9:30. We'll get back into another high tide tonight at 10:30, and that could cause some minor coastal erosions. The winds are going to be a bit more southerly later tonight as opposed to directly onshore, so that might minimize some erosion, but notice how that beach looks pretty flattened.
Oh yeah, it
Very flattened, and you can see how that it got all the way up there to the boardwalk, the overwalk there earlier, and those winds that were gusting to tropical storm force still are in.
Look at Mayport, 51 mile an hour. So it is something, I mean, you're going to have to watch this through tomorrow and potentially Wednesday, as we've mentioned to you. This isn't a one and done type of thing. But again, it is primarily a rain event with gusty and heavy winds at times. But the rain, I think, is the biggest concern.
Definitely is. The winds will be dropping off, and as we head into the evening, it's just going to be a few of those 30 and possibly 40 mile per hour winds in those showers that come through. Right now, when we take a look, you can see kind of a dry hole opening up along the I-95 corridor south of Jacksonville, but still very, very wet west on I-10, and all that is going to be pushing up into the I-95 corridor of Georgia. So all that rain is going to be a situation for the watersheds, a lot of the rivers, those yellow circles like Pottsburg Creek, Cedar Creek over close to Ortega showing yellow, action stage, getting close to where it starts to cause minor flooding, but not quite there yet. I think we might see some oranges begin showing up tonight, but notice down towards Rodman Dam in the Ocklawaha River, there's an orange there. So they're seeing some minor flooding along the Ocklawaha, and then the red is along the Santa Fe River there in Bradford County, where there's some problems as well. In fact, they're dealing with moderate flooding in that yellow area there out towards Union County.
Well, and power outages too.
Power outages is a big issue, yeah, definitely. And you know, it doesn't always take high winds. It can take saturated soil, causing some shortages on transformer boxes to cause power outages as well. And this is the rain forecast through tonight. You can see just a pretty good blanket of rain covering up most of Georgia. So it's going to be a wet evening tonight in Georgia. And unfortunately, this is not a hurricane. This is just a weak tropical storm at this point. But it doesn't always take a very vigorous system to cause problems with rain. And especially when storms that are weak slow down and park themselves, it can add up. And that's the circulation center just around the Savannah to Brunswick area on Tuesday. Send in the rain.
Send in the rain. And we talked about this in our last streaming, but Savannah and Charleston are known to flood because you told me, they're sinking.
Yep, it's a long-term subsidence problem with the coastline sinking. And then because we're at a new moon, when you do get a high tide, it's a little extra tug of the moon's gravity to make those tides boost even higher. And unlike St. Augustine, which has like 4-foot tide swings, and in Savannah they have 7 to 8 foot tide swings from Savannah up to Charleston. So the flood risk, and not just due to the surge because of the low water levels there, but the rain, and that's the flash flood risk here targeting Georgia today and into tomorrow, and then by Wednesday starting to shift a little further up the coastline. But that's just because that storm should finally start to kick away late Wednesday and begin to move away. When you see that track there, you see it by Thursday starting to move northward closer to the Wilmington area and then up into the Carolinas. So Tropical Storm Debbie is going to be known for quite some time as being the rainmaker, and it will be. In fact, when we wrap things up here and show folks the extended forecast, we're looking at a trio of days close to like 100% rain chance. And you were talking about normal summer weather. I think that's more in line with Thursday's forecast.
Thursday into Sunday, and then the temperatures get more in line too. At least it's brought us into the 80s, but it's so nasty outside.
Yeah, that's one way to break the heat, right?
Yeah.
Bring in the rain and the clouds, and it takes a tropical storm to make the weather go a little haywire like that.
Thanks for joining us.
All right, we're back, and thanks for watching the stream here. And Richard Nunn is in the weather studio right now. So
yeah, Michelle's on her way, Michelle McCormick, and so we're really tag teaming this as a team. We're going to make sure you're updated 24/7, really get you caught up. So
all right, have a good one.
Can I take that and then 2 p.m. cut in as well? Thanks.
You're watching News 4 Jax Plus.
All right, here's a story that's positively Jax. Tonight we're hearing from the Jacksonville City Councilman Terrence Freeman, 1 year after he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and we're happy to share the councilman is now cancer-free. Freeman shared this video of himself ringing the bell on social media. It was the 1 year anniversary of his diagnosis. Freeman says now he wants to be an advocate. News 4 Jax reporter Ashley Harding is joining us in the studio to share the councilman's journey and where he goes from here.
Yeah, Tarek. So according to the American Cancer Society, about 6 in 10 prostate cancers are diagnosed in men who are age 65 or older. Well, Terrence Freeman was 48, so you can imagine how shocking this was for his family. Even though he's cancer-free today, Freeman has a message to share. Get your screenings.
July 2023 was a good time for Terrence Freeman. He was active on the Jacksonville City Council. He was coaching baseball. His 5th child, the only boy, was approaching his 1st birthday, happy and healthy. That all came crashing down with a single diagnosis.
It just rocks your world. I went into this phase of like a cancer fog, where all I could keep thinking about was my family, my daughters. You know, am I going to be able to dance at their weddings?
The prognosis wasn't good. Freeman told me 75% of his prostate was filled with cancer cells. While the news was devastating, he found the biggest strength in the smallest person.
Can you say hello?
His little boy, TJ, who shortly after birth had low oxygen levels and was in the NICU.
I vividly remember the moment when it hit me that little man fought so hard to be here for us. That the least I could do is to fight, to be there for him.
Freeman opted for proton therapy. According to the UF Health Proton Therapy Institute, it's another type of radiation therapy treatment that uses precise high-energy beams to destroy cancer cells.
It was a heavy weight to carry.
The treatment was hard, but that's what made this moment so much sweeter.
When I was first diagnosed and that anxiety that hit you all at once, ringing that bell was a releasing of all of that.
While most days are good now, the really good days are when he's back at the baseball fields.
He hits and he runs to first and he forgets to drop the bat.
Oh no! So of course we stopped by.
It took me away from the reality of what I was facing each day.
Freeman says while he's turning the page on this part of the journey, he now aims to spread the word about getting screened.
No one has to die from prostate cancer. If you catch it early, it's 97% curable.
Freeman says the path to healing wouldn't have happened without his strong support system. There's also something else.
And once I freed myself up from always making my response good, I'm fantastic, even though I'm not, and look people in the eye and say, no, I'm not at my best today. I'm hurting, was when I started really embracing the process. So that would be one thing, is just don't be afraid to make yourself vulnerable. If you're not feeling your best, that's okay.
Taking on life following a devastating diagnosis with a renewed mission to help others.
And going back to that conversation about having a support system, you know, Terrence Freeman, he works at Miller Electric. That's where we interviewed him. And he said his work family really was there for him. He did not have to worry about things like, you know, needing some time off or needing moments just to collect himself. We all know what it's like. You know, here at News4JAX, we have that work family as well. And something that I think is really important, you know, Terrence Freeman, he talked about how he wants to open the dialogue about men talking about this kind of thing. You know, we as women, Stacey, you know, we talk about buddy checks. There's a whole breast cancer awareness month. He said with men, it may not be the easiest thing to talk about this. And he said we need to break those barriers down. Undoubtedly, that alone would help save lives.
Yeah, and he's doing that now. And it's so important to talk about it because prostate cancer is so treatable. And typically, from all the research that I've read, if you're treated and they catch it early, it yields positive results. So if you catch it early and you can get men talking about it, we're going to have a doctor on the show at 5:30. It could talk about the reasons why men don't talk about it, but opening that dialogue is great.
And thank you for bringing this story to us, and to Mr. Freeman for sharing the story too. Yeah. Ashley, thanks.
Thousands of local students will head back to school in the next few weeks, and experts say now is the time to really restart their routine. Many parents know that bedtime is really one of the hardest transitions, right? University of Alabama Birmingham researchers suggest slowly shifting bedtime by about 15 to 20 minutes, starting now, 2 weeks before school starts. So a good way to do that is to help them wind down from their day. So, for example, have them take a bath or a shower at night instead of the morning. Have them brush their teeth, read to them, or encourage them to read before bedtime rather than watch TV or maybe look at their cell phone. Now, if you choose to let your child watch a TV show or maybe play some games before bed, you really need to set strict time limits. Electronics should be put away at least 30 minutes before going to bed. That'll help them sleep. The same gradual shift can also help with those tough mornings. Start by getting the kids up slightly earlier every day, and then have them start getting dressed before breakfast. Finally, then add breakfast into that routine. Child psychologists recommend letting the routine guide your kids. So here's what that means. So rather than directing the kids through every task every day, you know, get up, brush your teeth, get dressed, ask them instead what's next in their routine or what should you be doing right now. Making the schedule visible with maybe a list or a chart can really help as well. And don't forget to recognize and congratulate kids when they complete their tasks.
Well, two queens are joining us in the studio this morning. We have the Miss Senior Jacksonville pageant winners from this weekend. And joining me now on the show, we have the winners. We have Miss Senior Jacksonville and Miss Senior Diva 2024, Jacqueline Luciano, and then also Natasha Atwater. I got it right. Congratulations to both of you all. I mean, we've been doing this interview with you guys for, I think, probably about 10 years with the winners. It's always so inspiring. Tell me a little bit about your journey, because this was the first time that you have ever participated in the pageant.
Yes, it was the 2023 Senior Diva, and I went on a trip to Argentina with a group together, and that's where I learned about this pageant. Okay. And she said, "Oh, you will do great in the pageant. You can." I did a dance. She did a dance for her talent last year, so you can do a dance too. Right. And I said, "Well, I will give it a try." When I was young, I was too short to be in a real pageant because I'm only, I was 5'6.5". I'm probably shorter now.
Right, just a little bit. That happens, yeah.
But I was interested, but I didn't fit the mold, and
now you do.
But now it was for a senior woman, so I said, okay, I'm a mature woman. Here I am.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And you danced. You did salsa, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, which is so interesting because usually you think of of partnering, but you had to go solo, right?
Correct.
Oh, wow. Okay, Natasha, tell me your story, because you said you tried for this in 2018, didn't place, and this year you brought home the crown.
Yes. So in 2018, I did enter into the pageant, and I did not place, but I wasn't bitter or anything.
Yeah.
And time has passed since 2018.
Right,
so
yeah, and a lot has happened since then, too.
A lot has happened since then. So now I am in a place where I'm more mature and I'm more confident in myself.
I love
and when I was asked by Queen 2023,
oh, you couldn't say no.
Are you going to do it again?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
yeah,
let's do this.
What I love about what you just said is that maturity, right? I mean, you know, we always hear, at least, you reach a certain age and you're like, I don't care anymore. I know who I am beautiful, and I stand in that. But there's also some insecurities as well when we age, because there's always this perfect standard of beauty, and that person's 20 years old. But that's changed. And I mean, I look at you and you're gorgeous and you're glowing. What did it feel like to be on that stage?
It felt good. And that was actually our theme for this pageant, was I feel good.
Okay.
So I grabbed a hold of that concept, and I just kept feeling it the whole time.
The whole time. Even when you were singing, what did you sing?
I'm coming out by Diana Ross.
And that is so fun. Did you dance too, or
Just
you had
a little,
some moves?
You know, I had to
You had
work
some
the
moves.
stage.
Yeah, you did.
I had to work the stage.
I know
Yes,
you did. All right, so Jacqueline, if you could start, give me some advice that you would give to women, just as we take this journey. Prayerfully, one day I'm going to be like you. One day I want to take an internship with both of you all, so I can do this thing gracefully. But what advice would you give, just to have that confidence and still be able to just achieve?
I think that the most important thing is to see what you're going to learn in the process. You know, when I was inviting my friends to come celebrate with me, I said we are going to go celebrate whether I win or not, because I refused to say that if I didn't win, I would have lost.
Right.
Because the important thing was go to the process, learn about myself, you know my pageant sisters, who I love them all. And we were in the first group that we were together since we did our first icebreaker.
Oh, wow. So you guys have been together. All right, I don't have much time, but any advice that you would give as women make this journey?
I would tell them to be themselves.
Yeah.
You know, we all grow, we all mature, but never lose sight of who you are.
Yeah.
And never lose sight.
And you're so relevant. My mom is 81 years old, and I'm like, I hope she's watching this, you know, because she says to me sometimes, she's like, I feel like I'm disappearing. But that is not the case, right? No. And you all are prime examples of that, because we see you loud and proud. Yeah, thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
If you want to learn more about this pageant, because they do it every year, it's been 10 years that it's 15 years that it's been taking place. We'll make sure we get that information on news4jax.com, because definitely something that we should all strive for as women. Yes. All right, thank you. And we'll be right back after the break.
In St. Johns County, a former daycare employee who admitted to molesting several children in his care will be back in court this week.
Jurors convicted Anthony Guadalupe of over a dozen child sex offenses involving children at the Chappelle School. News4Jax reporter Brianna Andrews has a look at this case.
Anthony Guadalupe was found guilty of 16 to 22 child sex violations related to at least 8 children. Guadalupe used to work as a teacher's assistant at the Chappelle School on the north side of St. Johns County. This is video of Anthony Guadalupe in court back in April, the day of the jury's ruling. The state prosecutor showed jurors a series of videos showing Anthony Guadalupe's interactions with the children inside the Chappelle School. The state prosecutor claimed Guadalupe's actions in those videos showed malicious sexual intent with the children at the daycare, while his defense denied those claims. Guadalupe faced 22 charges of lewd molestation and exhibition, and jurors found him guilty on more than half of those charges, including 12 counts of lewd and lascivious molestation on a person less than 12 years of age, 1 count of attempted lewd and lascivious molestation, and 3 counts of committing unnatural or lascivious acts. Guadalupe could spend the rest of his life in prison. He was first arrested in 2022 and was 18 years old at the time. In October, Guadalupe signed a guilty plea deal, but withdrew it with his plea in January. His possible punishment also jumped from 35 years to 103 years in prison. Guadalupe's court date is set for Tuesday in St. Johns County at 1:30 p.m. Brianna Andrews, Channel 4, the local station.
Tonight at 11, an algae alert with sections of Doctors Lake and Clay County turning bright green, as you can see. A viewer sent us these photos. His family has lived here since 1975, and he says this is the worst he's ever seen it.
Wow. And now a map from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. You can see all of the dots there in Doctors Lake. That shows where algae has been seen and sampled. The algae popped up this summer.
According to the health department, blue-green algae has the potential to produce harmful toxins. And as reporter Eric Avenier explains, residents and visitors to the lake are being asked to take precautions.
The Lakeshore Boat Ramp at Doctors Lake is one of several locations where blue-green algae was detected. Although rain, cloudy skies, and choppy water make it difficult to see the algae, the health department says it's still there. But where did it come from? For that answer, I consulted with News4JAX meteorologist Mark Collins. He says the algae is more prevalent during the summer.
What's in the water is actually a floating plant. It's like a phytoplankton, the basis of the food chain. Now, when there's nutrients in the water, it thrives on it, it can multiply, and we can have these blooms. How do those nutrients get into the water? Well, fertilizer, septic tanks that aren't hooked up properly, all that leaches into the water. It's called eutrophication. And that process puts too much nutrients in there and creates these blooms.
What about grass clippings?
Grass clippings plays a role because the nitrogen in the leaves, when it decomposes, can provide some of the excess nitrogen in the water that can cause these blooms.
Experts say the algae not only turns this water green, slimy, and smelly, but they say it's also bad for humans and wildlife.
It's pea soup. It's just a mess out there right now.
Lisa Reineman is a spokesperson for the St. Johns River Keepers, a river watchdog group that fights to keep the river clean of contaminants. I showed her these images of Doctors Lake that were emailed to the newsroom. She says the blue-green algae bloom can be very toxic.
You don't want to touch it. You don't want to breathe it. Like a boat wake can actually stir up the toxins and they'll go airborne. And so you want to steer clear of it. You definitely don't want to swim. You don't want to eat fish out of it because it can be highly, highly toxic.
Reineman says symptoms of exposure can include skin irritation if the water comes into contact with your skin, respiratory stress if you breathe in the toxins, and upset stomach if you ingest the water. But she says those are the short-term impacts of exposure. Long-term impacts include
neurological issues as well as liver damage.
But boater David Taylor disagrees with the warning by the health department. Not only was he boating in Doctors Lake, but he also caught several fish.
Yeah, I really don't see a problem with it. So far, I have not had any health problems or anything. And I'm an old guy. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and it's here every year. And I've seen it way worse than this. I've seen it way better than this. It's there, but I don't know that it's really as big a problem as an environmental issue as the news is making it, but at the same time, what am I to say?
Experts say nature will have to run its course before the water is back to normal. Eric Avenier, Channel 4, the local station.
Right now at 5:30, yearly rent increases are common, but most people don't expect their rent to increase by 30%. That is the reality, though, for a large group of people near Jacksonville Beach.
But instead of moving elsewhere, they're petitioning against the rent increase. News4JAX consumer investigative reporter Tiffany Salome explains how they're doing it.
Residents living here at the Portside at the Beaches community are undergoing a drastic lot increase. If they don't act by October 1st, they could see their rent go up by as much as 30%. And that's why they're forming a homeowners community to try and stop it.
Dylan Olson got this notice last month that his lot rent would be increasing from $725 to $983 a month this October.
What was your reaction?
I knew that it was going to go up a little bit, but I thought it would be factored in, 3 to 5% a year. And, I was definitely not expecting a $258 increase.
The notice said the reason for the increase is the prevailing market rent, and the amount was determined by the community owner.
I'm going to do what I can to stay there as long as I can and help the community.
But that's not good enough for Dylan, who's been rallying his neighbors to fight the price hike.
You're watching News 4 Jax Plus. The news is next.
Inches high. So in this area, we've had reports as much as 15 inches of rain has come through areas of Live Oak, Suwannee County, Hamilton County, and also into western Columbia County. And that brings us back to here with our emergency flash flooding as it continues. Like I said, when we see the word emergency, it means confirmed. It also means that we're seeing some catastrophic wide flooding that continues. And it's not just here. Look at southeast Georgia. Let me put the pointer over to areas just outside of Waycross here, and you'll see that this box extends from around Homerville all the way back to our coastal zones. What will be lifting away from northeast Florida is going to get into southeast Georgia. This is where we'll be putting all of our focus and energies here for tonight across southeast Georgia, with what could be an additional 6+ inches of rain coming through in areas along our coastal zones. These are going to be the spots with the potential for the highest risk for flooding overnight. 2 o'clock advisories in. It's a position statement. This is the scariest part to me right here, is the fact that it's down to the single digits. We talked about it yesterday where it was at 16, 14, 12, 10, and then it dropped. And it's the slow motion here and the fact that it's still saturated to the point of flowing over the gills that it could with that onshore flow as it continues into coastal southeast Georgia and even into the Carolinas, create major flooding issues. With the power outages that we've seen thus far, areas of southeast Georgia starting to lose some power. The biggest of the impact here, Columbia County at 18,000, Alachua showing 12,000, and we've also hit the 5 figures here for Duval, now showing 10,000 people without power. And I can tell you that I've heard a lot of the transformers as I was outside this morning off in the distance. As you could see, hear that hum and then that loud pop. Early this morning when I was coming home, there were a couple of them that actually let go, and then we started to see some of that blue haze that comes in after those. Here's where we're going to see some of the heaviest of the rainfall. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. There we go. And this is based on the Euro. This is still the fastest of the models, and it's still what we're seeing leaning towards with the National Hurricane Center. And by that, I'm talking about even though we're seeing single-digit speeds, it is still moving. Unlike the GFS that wants to come out here into the Atlantic waters, hit the brakes, and then come back with what could be absolutely devastating flooding. We still have those two models that are opposing each other. I will say that most of what we're seeing, so don't let this alarm you, most of what we're seeing here is starting to lean more toward the Euro trend. But our coastal areas here for tonight, southeast Georgia, lifting into the Carolinas, are going to be potentially problematic because of what will be the push. And you can even see here with over the next few days where that streak of purple had actually gone all the way from I-75 back up here and around Brunswick. A lot of that has continued to migrate into southeast Georgia. So in that lighter color purple, it starts at what would be 10 inches and continues Hinesville, Savannah, where you could see more than a foot of rainfall. But on top of what we've already seen from Waycross all the way into Brunswick and those Golden Isles, more rain tonight. And it also includes parts of Nassau County, Duval, and we're still watching what will be that slow mover as it still has to exit northeast Florida. The wind load, it's been pretty peaky here. We've seen some wind gusts as high as 58 miles an hour at NAS Jax, and those winds are going to translate here into southeast Georgia as that low pressure area, as the tropical storm continues, and we could see some of the peak wind gusts. Now that the ground is getting very, very wet, more rain coming through, we start to see 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts, and this is where we could have more toppled trees and even more power outages. And that pretty much sums up what we're watching here. The potential for more rain coming in overnight tonight, flooding going on right now near and along I-75 and to the west, and the potential, the watch is already in place here, for more flooding to occur across areas in a wide span across southeast Georgia from Waycross to those Isles of Gold.
Richard, thank you. You know, across Florida, more than 275,000 people are without power right now. The biggest outages are in Taylor, in Madison and Jefferson counties. We're also seeing a few power outages across Duval County. Right now, JEA is working on just 72 outages. That affects about 11,000 customers. But to put that into perspective, that's only 2% of all of JEA's customers. So let's go now to News4JAX reporter Tiffany Salome. She's in Riverside. Tiffany, crews there cleaning up some down lines. See some damage there behind you.
Yeah, Tarek, crews have been working here for about an hour here in Riverside, and we're actually on Oak Street, and you can just see how big this tree was that came down. We're not exactly sure what happened here, if the tree came crashing down on the power lines or something happened with the transformers, but I did talk to witnesses who said that they heard a loud boom, they saw a loud spark, and of course, you can see it here. This tree just fell right on top of a Toyota Camry that's kind of hiding behind this JEA truck here. And right now, as we're on the scene, you can see that crews are actively working to get the power back up and running here in the Riverside area. We know that a few local businesses have shut down because of this, but JEA has confirmed that these are not live lines right here. So again, we don't have a timeline on how long this power outage could last, but we do know that, of course, as you see behind me, crews are actively working to fix this.
All right, Tiffany Salome reporting to us live in Riverside there. You know, folks at home, we're going to have another update on Debbie ahead at 3 o'clock. That's when we'll get the next advisory, in fact, from the National Hurricane Center, the very latest information. We've also got some live coverage of Governor Ron DeSantis' news conference. That's right here on News4JAX at 3:30. You can always find the absolute latest on this tropical storm on news4jax.com/weather. We will return you now to regularly scheduled programming.
Stay with the local station on TV, on the go, and online at news4jax.com for new developments on this breaking news alert. watching News 4 Jax Plus.
A breaking news alert. It's near the San Souci neighborhood where JFRD is responding to a deadly fire.
Yeah, this is at a home on Lauren Drive North. It's right near University Boulevard. News 4 Jax reporter Aaron Farrar is joining us live. And Aaron, this remains an active scene.
This is still an active scene, but this is a deadly fire. The man that died in this fire was actually found in a van that was parked in the driveway. We want to show you what this scene looks like right now, and out of respect for that man's family, we are not showing that van at this point, but this is what's left of that house here on Loran Drive. JFRD says that firefighters got the call a little bit before 5:45 this morning. When they got here, they had reports that there were people inside, but when they got there, however, it was told to firefighters that a man was found in a van and that man died in that fire. 2 other adults managed to get out of that house, but this is what remains of all that severe damage. There are 2 vehicles that are severely damaged in the driveway, the van and another SUV. You can see the roof of that house extremely damaged. Part of it collapsed as well, and the fire actually moved to a neighboring house right next door, and there's some damage to the roof of that house as well. Firefighters were able to put that out. They remain on this scene, still putting out hot spots. They're trying to figure out what ultimately started this. There's belief right now that the fire started at the carport and then made its way to the house and to the second house as well. So this still remains under investigation. But again, just to recap, 1 man was found dead in a car that was parked in the driveway of this house. 2 adults right now managed to get out of the house. Right now, they are being helped by the Red Cross. As we learn more information about this house fire here on Lauren Drive, we'll be sure to share that with you both on air and online at news4jax.com. We're live this morning. I'm Aaron Farrar, Channel 4, the local station.
A woman charged with murder in the death of her partner now plans to use the Stand Your Ground defense.
Shannon McCarthy was arrested about a year ago, just a little over a year ago, after Heather Shepard's remains were found on the porch of a home in Lakeshore. News 4 Jax reporter Chris Will is live. And Chris, McCarthy now says she shot Shepard out of fear.
Yeah, McCarthy was supposed to appear in court today. That has since changed because of that claim and that new defense. According to a motion filed last week, her defense attorneys claim that the women were involved in an argument and that Shepard walked up to McCarthy with a shotgun. They say the 2 fought over the gun. McCarthy fell and Shepard pointed a gun at her. That's when the defense says McCarthy drew her own gun and shot Shepard. Police found Shepard's body on the porch of McCarthy's house last July, almost a week after her family reported her missing. JSO could not immediately identify the body because of how decomposed it was. Property records show McCarthy owned the house on Colonial Avenue where Shepard's body was found. The arrest report says the 2 were domestic partners, and court records showed a history of domestic disputes between the 2. McCarthy is charged with second-degree murder as well as tampering with evidence and sending written threats. She pleaded not guilty last year. A judge will hear McCarthy's motion on that Stand Your Ground case next Friday. Reporting live this morning, Chris Will, Channel 4, the local station.
Melanie's joining us now with some easy steps to get rid of fleas.
Oh, man. Those little ants, too. Those are the worst. You know, those sugar ants are really hard to get rid of.
Am I starting to itch?
I know. Sorry. Didn't scratch him. All right. So it's an all too familiar scenario, though. Pet owners dread. We're talking about those fleas. First, your furry friend cannot stop scratching. Then, as Bruce just said, you start itching, too. Before you get too grossed out by fleas, we found out from the experts at Consumer Reports the things you need to do and get in your home so that they can be flea-free.
Fleas might be small, but they can cause big problems for your pet.
Once the flea is on them, they start to chew on them, and they can actually cause what's called a hypersensitivity reaction or an allergic reaction to the saliva of the flea.
And once your pet has them, they can quickly invade your home.
They can bite people, so, once they're in their house, they'll hide in floorboards or in your carpet,
making it hard to get rid of them. So if you find yourself dealing with them, here's what you can do.
Start with your pets. Bathe them with a mild soap like Dawn dish detergent, because this can drown the fleas, and then use a metal flea comb to remove them.
Next, tackle your home, vacuum daily, and wash pet bedding in hot water to eliminate eggs and larvae. And now out to the yard.
Fleas like humid, shady grass areas, so keeping your grass short and bushes trimmed can make it less inviting for them.
Of course, preventing fleas and ticks is going to be your best option. Your vet can recommend a topical or oral flea and tick medication that's right for the age and size of your pet. And stay away from using flea collars, which contain chemicals that have been shown to have troubling health impacts on dogs, cats, and humans. Also, take time to regularly inspect your pet. Part the fur, and then you want to look for small, dark, fast-moving insects. That's a problem. Pay close attention to the neck, the belly, the base of the tail. And if you're worried if you actually have fleas in your home, but you're not really sure, put a pair of white socks and then walk around. Fleas will jump onto those socks, making them easier to spot. You know, it's interesting, too. So I have a Labradoodle, and he's always itching, because they have itchy skin just naturally. So you have to know the difference if it's fleas or if maybe it's a skin problem. But yeah, maybe that'll help with the fleas.
You know, the same thing happens with my cat. It's an absolute 100% indoor cat. I'm like, how does this cat have fleas?
I know.
Apparently they can come in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, thanks, Mel. Good info. Allergic to me. Allergic to him. I still have scratches from that
wear a helmet?
Bugger. No.
CDC is rolling out new rules for people traveling with dogs. The regulations are aimed at preventing the spread of rabies. Now, when you fly with your